We'd like to welcome you to everything there is to know. This is our life, this is our time, where the past will browse. We'd like to welcome you to everything there is to know. We'd like to this our time, where the past will browse. We would like to welcome you to everything there is to know. This is our life, this is our time, where the passport bros will like to welcome you to everything there is to know. This is our life, this is our time, where the passport bro. Woo! Let's go, brothers. IP here in International Passport here, Mr. Theo with the Passport Bro legend. We're here again for yet another featured classic live stream. Um, First and foremost, great music by Theo Waff. You know, he's a disco bro, so he's in the clubs, bumping to techno and disco. I see you, bro. I see you, bro. You got the moves. You got the moves. I got the moves. You got the moves. I got the moves. So, when you come in tonight, brothers, please like the video. Likes are extremely important. Can I get a one in the live stream chat if y'all hear me loud and clear? Can I get a one in the live stream chat if y'all can hear me loud and clear? How's the audio? Is it clean? Is it crisp? Is it concise? Theo says it's awesome. Thank you very much. Theo! Ozzy in the building. Shout out to you, Ozzy. Okay, fantastic. Brothers, Andrew Ski Raphael Taylor, awesome. So, like I mentioned, when you come in tonight's live stream, please press the like button. Likes are very important. Of course, a huge thank you to all the supporters over the past couple of years. We are 3 weeks away from 2024. I have been on YouTube for a long time. Oh my goodness. Pushing out this passport bros or travel message, man. So we're going to celebrate. We're going to celebrate very soon. And of course, brothers, and of course, please make sure you support the channel. Join the Patreon if you want to hear more intel about how freaky Japanese women are in the bedroom. There's some new intel about Japanese chicks that will shock you only on the Patreon. And of course, go and join the Patreon for more info about IT and foreign women. Book your IT consultations, get into IT, get on the IT mentorship plan on the Patreon too. Cop the merch, just show me some support and hit the PayPal donations throughout tonight for supporting IP and the great work he does. Okay. Also, join the Reddit community over here to be a part of the public community and get on the Discord as well to be a part of also another community in the international passport space. Awesome. So we are here for another feature stream. As you can see, the title is Top 5 Languages Passport Bros Should Learn Now. But before I give you my opening dialogue, as if I'm a lawyer in a courtroom, right? Representing OJ. I think it's time we get a great breakdown here. Okay? Who's Theo Waff? Who's IP? Theo, over to you, bro. Break it down for us.
Thank you for that introduction. That was good. I had a good time with that. Theo Waff. I've been Passport Bro since '91. Been on Passport Bro for a long time. I've been, I would say, promoting it about as long as you have online. Been shot down several times, but just kept on talking about it. I've been to over 40 countries, lived abroad over 20 years, speak 4 languages: French, Russian, English, Japanese. I speak them all fluently, studied them at university as well. Lived in those countries. So I lived in France 1 year, Russia 1 year, Japan 16 years, and then various countries like UK, Australia, Singapore, Hong Kong, at least 2 months. Oh, Brazil also 2 months, other countries for 3 months. So been around the world, done a lot of things. I'm here to actually support and promote the Passport Bro movement and to tell people, particularly Black men, how they can get into this, how they're valued abroad, and that they should leave the West and definitely go abroad. They have definite better opportunities abroad. And I'm about to go back abroad myself, so I'm actually in my planning stages for that. So I work in IT cloud, in particular AWS and Azure. I'm a cloud security architect and a DevSecOps engineer.
Great intro there. And Theo also teaches AWS to brothers every week on his
Yeah.
own free and spare time. So that is greatly appreciated. And Theo will, of course, be teaching that next year, which is awesome. So be on the lookout for any news about that on the channel when Theo announces his new uh, AWS class cohorts. I'm international
Mm-hmm.
passport, long time traveler. Um, been on this travel game for a long time. I saw how horrible Western women were in the UK. I was like, what's going on here? It can't be like this around the world. I traveled to one foreign country. My whole life changed, right? It was like seeing the lights. And ever since then, I thought I gotta tell other brothers about what I experienced. Okay. And then from then on, the channel formed. So whatever that background noise, maybe that was Keisha trying to distract Theo. You never know these things, bro. You never know. So, but we here, brothers, we here. So
Mm-hmm.
let's get straight into it, brothers. So as you can see, the top 5 languages passport bros need to learn now. Why have I decided to have this topic right? The English language is a very powerful language, a language of business, a language of opportunity, etc., etc. However, there are some drawbacks with the English language, and many people have said that the English language is a gateway to feminism. Okay, um, and it's something that I've seen throughout my travels. If she knows English too well, she's able to know about Western culture. And what is a part of Western culture? Feminism, meaning ish, men are trash, blah, blah, blah. So essentially, right, we want to make sure that we do know English, okay, but we want to actually have other languages in our arsenal that can give us a wider access to women, okay, give us opportunities, give us a whole bunch of other positives that outweigh the negatives. So I have a list of 5 languages here. Theo may agree or disagree, but I think we may come to agreement in most cases, right, as to what 5 languages, if you know these 5 languages, you're practically the ultimate passport, bro. Without a stack, without a doubt. Okay. So the first language on this list, okay, I'm going to say Spanish. Spanish. And let me say why Spanish is a very important language. Look at that. Espanol. Okay. If you know Spanish, you can't go wrong. Why is that? All over Latin America, Central America, Spain, people speak Spanish there. Okay. So you have access to millions of people, not only millions of people, but millions of beautiful foreign women. We know some of the best looking women in the entire world are Colombians, Panamanians, Peruvians, Ecuadorians, and they all speak Spanish. So if you want to communicate, right, you want to have access to millions of women. Spanish is also one point why you should learn it. Theo, do you agree on that point or do you disagree, brother?
Yeah, I would agree with you there. It's an easy language to learn. It's spoken everywhere. And basically, if you want to get to an easy target, so I mean, Spanish is easy to attain, and then you have Colombia that's right there, and also, well, you're not going to Venezuela, but you have Venezuelan refugees.
Mm.
Both of them are good targets for marriage, and you have good, high quality women who want to, become wives and know how to be a wife, and they're women that you would cherish in life. How many men do we know now in the manosphere who are married to Colombians? None of them are complaining. They all happy. The men who are married to Venezuelans, they all happy. I know I'm hearing about men marrying to Argentinians. They
Ooh.
happy too. Yeah, there's not there really isn't a dissatisfaction. I'm not talking about the DR because I usually, for myself personally, I tend to think it's pookified, so I'm not going to deal with that. But these other countries, yeah, you've got definitely, again, it's an easy language, it's an easy entry, it's easy to date women, and it's not just a woman, it's a high quality woman. It's a woman who will beat any kind of option that you will have here in the West. So why not go for that? So yeah, Spanish would be the number one language I would learn.
Absolutely, brother. It's easy to learn. You have access to millions upon millions of people. And what does that mean? Also access to business opportunities, right? You can meet a business partner that speaks Spanish. You're able to communicate in Spanish. There's no situations where things get lost in translation. I think
Mm-hmm.
Spanish is a great language to learn. Um,
Mm-hmm.
it will it will add to your skill set and arsenal as a passport bro. Once again,
Mm.
communication is very important in business, in relationships, and when you're dating a Colombian woman, you want to speak Spanish in the household. Right? I think, as we know, we want to speak less English in our households and more of their languages. Okay. And
Yeah.
once again, the English language is a gateway to feminism, a gateway to Western degeneracy, etc., etc. Wouldn't you agree, Theo?
Yeah, I pretty much agree. And that's really unfortunate. And anybody who's watching this, I want you to understand that we're not against women working or women voting or being able to own bank accounts. I always think this is funny because they're saying, like, we couldn't open up a bank account, we couldn't own property. And I'm like, well, you could own slaves, and I was the property before. Remember that? Like, you don't see me complaining. So I'm doing just fine. What's wrong with you? So I couldn't open up a bank, couldn't vote. I couldn't open a bank account either. Still can't do stuff because I'm black. So deal with it, woman. Anyway, we're not complaining about that. This isn't a power thing. This is really something like um, being, what can I say, pleasant to be around, and actually cooperation. So if you're going to be with, for example, a Colombian's a great example. A Colombian is going to cooperate with you within marriage. A Colombian is going to treat you very well. So if you have the language and then you have that kind of person, your life is going to change. It's going to improve. Whereas you have English, and the woman is exposed to feminist ideas, you might be very miserable. And suddenly the person you're in love with is turning against you. And you have no idea what's going on. And you have to go deal with that. And that's the rest of your life. You got to be suffering. So, yeah, don't bring her over here. Don't do English.
Absolutely. So before going to the negatives there of maybe knowing Spanish, right? One more positive about learning Spanish is that, in my opinion, it is a true love language. Now, the French language has a reputation of it being the love language of the world. I disagree. I don't think so. It don't
Mm.
sound that good. But when you speak Spanish to a woman, hey, mamacita, hey, bonita, mi madre es bonita, when you speak like that, that means my mother is beautiful. Mi madre es bonita. I Pino de Spanish, right? So
Of course.
um, when you speak it right in that tone, particularly with my accent, right? Mi madre es bonita. Hey, mamacita. That mixture of Spanish, linguistics plus my accent, or American plus that, you're gonna have a chick all over you, man. You're gonna have a bad Colombian, a bad Panamanian all over you. She wanna have your babies that same day, bruv. It just sounds good.
No, oh, I don't think she'll go that fast, but she will be interested in you. That's for sure. I would say this, guys. Again, I've been on your stream for quite a while. The more intelligent that you seem, or that you actually are in her language, the more she'll fall for you. And I've always used intellect as my leader. So as regarding language, I always say you need to go to at least university fourth year level of actually understanding, which is business, um, media, on like social media and politics. You need to be able to do those, like communicate with those kinds of ideas and actually use all verb tenses. If you can do that, and actually communicate your idea very convincingly, boom, it gets her. That's it. Because she's probably never met a foreigner like you before who's that intelligent. So, just my suggestion. I know guys have different ideas about it, but I'm like, why do basic levels? So my point is, fourth year university, you want to go to that level.
Fantastic, fantastic. And you can learn Spanish anywhere around the world. There's many resources there. The books. I think Theo's got some books, right?
I
Books.
got I'm looking at all kinds of books right now. I mean, I could bring them over. I got some over here. I mean, so here's for, what is this one? Spanish. So this is a second year Spanish book right here, and perfecting pronouns in Spanish example. Perfecting the past in Spanish. Here we go. So these are perfecting prepositions in Spanish, right? So I go into it. If I'm going to really learn the language, I actually sit back and really go for it. I'm not going to just get an app and kind of like linger on through it. I want to know it really well. So that's my big recommendation for you guys. Go hardcore on. If you guys really want, particularly Latinas, you can't go wrong with Spanish. It's going to be great for you. And Spaniard women are actually pretty hot too. So there's a lot of them over there that would really like to have a black guy. So why not?
Yeah, in Spain, but it's unfortunate feminism is strong in Spain. But if you want to have fun with them, that's cool. We ain't gonna wife them up. You want to have fun with them, that's cool, man.
Yeah.
And the Spanish will help. But go for Latina in the Americas. So that's awesome. I don't think there's any negatives in learning Spanish. It's a great language to learn. The next language, right, I believe is also beneficial to learn, right, is Japanese, right? And let me tell you why. Japanese is spoken by over 100 million people. Japan is a big and powerful economy. It's rich. It's a very powerful society. It has money. It has opportunities. Okay. Japan has great infrastructure. Japan has great products all around the world. Nintendo, Sony, etc., etc. And of course, what you're all waiting for, Japan has beautiful, amazing woman. Okay. It really does. So if you know Japanese, you have access to feminine, submissive women that will be happy that they have a black boyfriend or a black husband. They'll be praying every night to God. You have blessed me with this black guy. Okay. You then, if you're thinking about working in IT, Japan has a big IT scene there in Japan. So if you know Japanese, you can get an IT job in Japan. Okay. Number 3, Japanese is actually a very cool language, in my opinion. Hajime Doko Shishin, where you from, where you going. It just sounds good on the tongue, right? If you know Japanese, you're gonna have access to the top tier woman. So the way you get women in Japan, right? If you only know English, okay, you can get women, but you're locked out of the top tier woman that's there in Japan that don't know English and will only reciprocate to a guy that speaks Japanese. But if you're a brother and you know Japanese, you can have access to the top pickings of women in Japan. Ain't that right, Theo? Damn.
Yeah. I read this stuff in Japanese. I cannot emphasize enough about the importance of learning Japanese, in particular if you want a Japanese woman. Now, Japan has long been a destination for passport bros. There are various reasons for this. When I went to Japan as an adult, I had finished 4th year Japanese at university, and I had actually studied Japanese linguistics at grad school. So I was very well aware of the structure of the language and how to communicate. And plus, I had a lot of Japanese language exchange partners. So I was ready. I was really ready to go. I just want to say this: Japanese women are amazing, particularly as girlfriends. They are fun. You'd be surprised how cooperative they are. They are elegant, educated. That's one thing. Sophisticated. They have very refined tastes. They can cook well, and they know cultures very well. So these women will make Western women look bad instantly, like straight out. And you'll probably be sitting there like, why why isn't it that you like why can't a Western women be like this? These are just so good. It's it's basically like that Toyota versus the used Toyota versus the used Ford. I'm just straight out. I mean, you really want to have a Japanese girl. So you got 60. I'll give you an example, guys. So when I was there, they did a poll of high school students, and they asked like, who do you find to be an ideal partner? And 89% of the women said foreigners. And so when they're saying foreigner, they really mean Westerners. So people have said like, well, they don't mean black people. Well, like, look, even if we're 10% of that, that's good. I'll take it, because that's 10% of like 60 million people. That's a huge number. So I mean, if you break it down to a certain demographic, I'm fine. That's just a huge population, particularly considering the amount of black men there are in the country versus the number of Japanese who would like to be with a black guy. So you can't go wrong. I definitely go there. The language is I would say so it's complicated. The kanji is a little complicated. That kanji will take you some time to learn. Fortunately, I studied 3,000 kanji before I returned as an adult, and that really got me far, 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 far. And you will be able to, like, the women I could talk to, just gorgeous babes. I couldn't believe just how beautiful they were. And a lot of that was because of the language. So, guys, they're definitely open to dating black guys. Definitely go for it. Put the time in. Oh yeah, again, my career in IT started in Japan. I started working there. Started working my security specification. My CISSP came when I was in Japan. There's plenty of international companies that would gladly hire you, so you can get money, like real money, like Western wages. Other thing, Japan is modern, super modern. So you're not living. I'm not talking about no huts or anything like that, man. Basically, like this. After you go to Japan, you'll look at the West as being a hut. You'll look at the West as being undeveloped. You're like, why am I going back? You'll regret leaving Japan. So there's my points about Japan. I'll let it be at that.
Awesome. Sorry. Someone says here, I use mina no nihongo. I can't read that kanji there. That says mina no nihon. But I can't read the rest. Is that what is it? Okay, interesting.
That's mina no nihongo. That's like everybody's Japanese. It's a basic Japanese level, about level 5, level 4 of the Japanese proficiency test, somewhere around there. I would say, yeah, good, go for that. But my real recommendation for you is go as hardcore as fast as you can. That's it. Meet a Japanese girl for inspiration. So that was my inspiration. I had known them when I was younger, but when I was in university, I dated one Japanese girl who rocked my world, and I went from first year Japanese to third year Japanese in 3 months. Jumped right to it. I didn't care, man. I was like, oh, I'm going to get you. So yeah, I mean, it's definitely worth it. Study the language. I'll say that.
Damn, she was rocking with you, Theo, huh? She wanna rock with you all night.
She was so elegant. She was so elegant, wonderful, sensual. Oh my goodness, man! Just what a wonderful woman. I'd never forget her. Not for the rest of my life. Perfect in every way.
Incredible. Look at all the benefits there in learning Japanese. A top language, great economy, great woman. If you're definitely serious about moving there, living there, you want to learn Japanese, and it's a safe society as well. So
Yeah.
the only negative I know about Japanese, about learning that language, is because it isn't a well-known international business language. It's not a language of business like English, like Spanish, like French. In that sense, it's only spoken in Japan, right? It's not spoken anywhere in Europe or anywhere in Africa. It's only spoken in Japan. So that's the only negative. Break it down for us, Theo.
But I'll say this: a lot of international companies have their Asian headquarters in Japan. and in particular Tokyo. So that means within one metro area, within 90 minutes metro ride, you can like work in various international banks like I did. So I worked in Citibank, for example. I worked in Bank of America. I worked in BNP Paribas, for example. I also worked in Mizuho Securities. So there's a huge level of work that you can do, of companies where you can work at. There's plenty of opportunities, and they don't have enough people. Although it sounds funny, they don't have enough Westerners there to do international work. They always compare themselves to London, and London has a zillion international people, and Tokyo does not. And they're like, this is one of their big deficits. So if you go there and you can speak some of the language at least, and you have some professional certifications, you're going to get a job. And it's not going to be for pennies like it is in the West. You're probably going to be starting at 60,000 minimum. If you're somewhat competent, you're probably going to be $100,000 a year, and that's going to be at like around 10% deduction for taxes. Not bad.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Tokyo is incredible. Yes, Tokyo is incredible. Like I said, Tokyo makes the whole of the UK looks like a third world country. Keep your stack. Crazy city. Love Tokyo. I love it. I miss it actually. I miss it a lot. All right, so
I miss it every day. I miss it. There's not a day I go by I miss it. Like, I just want to say, guys, real quick, when I get homesick, what do you think I do? Like, you would think like, oh, you're thinking about some place in America. No, I go to Google Maps. I go to Google Japan Maps, and then I go and walk where I used to walk in Tokyo, or ride my bike, and I have that bike ride, that experience. And then I sit here and I'm miserable because I want to go home. So it's funny. So yeah, guys, Tokyo's gonna do you well.
yes, indeed, brothers. Get the super chats flowing, man. Get the PayPal donations flowing. Get some support, and also get the likes up. We have over 100 people. I should see at least 100 likes, man. So please like the video. That would be greatly appreciated. Mr. Space Garage, you can find that on the Patreon. So I released a video last week Friday on the Patreon where a brother, English brother, broke down how he actually keeps his Japanese woman in check. So go on the Patreon, check that out as to how you won't turn into a horrible wife. Okay.
Well, I can answer that. I can answer that real quick. Just
okay.
I'll be. This is Machiavellian. Don't marry her. I'm serious, because there are plenty of girls out there who don't give a requirement for marriage, so they'll just keep on going with you even 10 years. So okay, I mean, that's an option. Anyway,
I've had PTSD since coming back to the UK, since my trip in Japan, bro. I miss it every day.
Yeah.
So brothers, get the likes up, super chats, PayPal donations. Please show me some support. That'd be greatly appreciated. Okay, so any last points before I go into the next language?
I'm just saying the international quiet storm. I'll say yes, I do. I wouldn't say I cry, but I'm moody. I just sit in like utter silence. Like, why did I back? Like, what did I do with my life? Like, I sit back really like, oh, leaving Japan was a bad one. What was I thinking? Yeah. Anyway, I'm ready for the next one.
So we've touched upon Japan and Spanish so far. The next language on the list, which may surprise you, is Russia. Okay. And let me tell you why you're thinking IP Russia. Ain't no brother gonna live out there in Russia. Hold on. Okay. So why Russia, right? You got to bear in mind that the Russian language is spoke by millions of people, right, across the Eastern European region. So what does that mean? And not only Europe, but also Central Asia. So if you know Russian, brothers, you have access to an international data market in Central Asia and in Eastern Europe. Let me give you a taster here. Latvia, Estonia, Russia itself, some parts of Czech Republic, Central Asia, Kazakhstan, Uzbekistan, Turkmenistan, Mongolia. I mean, brothers, if you know Russian, that will give you access to those types of women there, right? So, and if you want to do business in Russia for some reason, right? Russia is a rich country. in some aspects with its oil money and all that stuff, right? If you know Russian, you can perhaps you can have maybe a Russian business partner where you both speak Russian. Okay. You know, you can perhaps do business in a Russian speaking country if you have an idea there. So Russia is actually a beneficial language to learn. Isn't that right, Theo?
Yeah, I would say, I mean, honestly, because Russian was one of my majors, and I was there for a year. And for literature and economics, to be able to understand a different way of thinking, Russian is phenomenal. And also for the sciences, I can't believe how many times I've read astrophysics in Russian. I know it's totally nerdy, but I've done it, and I've actually looked at their space race and how they were doing it versus the West. Fascinating. So Russian gives you an ability to speak to quite a lot of women from Eastern Europe to Mongolia, actually to Vladivostok. And there are some baddies out there. I'm just saying, there's quite a number who are actually checking for black men. So again, I've been there. I've done it. My first girlfriend was Russian. She was blonde hair, blue eyes in St. Petersburg. Treated me wonderfully. Never forgot it. Always went for women who were at least on her level or better. Not a hoe. That's for say that. She was amazing. So again, you know, international passport knows the woman I'm talking to right now. She's yeah. So what language do we talk in? We talk about 50% in Russian, right? And then you have all of Ukraine. That's where Russian is everywhere. Of course, Ukrainian is there, but so is Russian. You have Latvia. I'm talking to a Latvian right now. We speak in Russian, right? You have Lithuania, Estonia, where you have huge male-female imbalances in our favor. Women who would gladly date a black guy, they speak in Russian, right? Of course, they speak their own languages, yes, but Russian is everywhere. So, I'm just my point is that you could, if you want an opportunity to talk to a girl from Kazakhstan and from Czech and from Ukraine and also from Russia itself, why not Russian? Yeah, good language. I will say this as about to go to a bad point. Russian grammar is the most difficult grammar I've ever studied in my entire life. It is absolutely brutal in nature. I always say that it wasn't the winter that destroyed foreign armies. It was Russian grammar. They actually had Russian grammar books. They were throwing it at the trenches at the foreigners, and they were all dying because they were studying the grammar. The grammar is intense. There's 6 cases. You have to understand them. I would say the female genitive plural in particular, for me, has been destructive. I mean, straight out, like brain cells lost. So it is very hard. It has a concept called a fleeting O, which means you don't know if it's an O or an A, and you're trying to figure out the pronunciation. Basically, you have to mass memorize it. Very hard to do. So it is hard. That's what I say that, guys. But if you go out on a date with a Russian woman and she's just happy that you're learning her language, it's worth it. Yeah. Just saying.
Facts. So again, think of it solely from an international perspective, right? Knowing Russian, there is no, better opportunity than knowing Russian. So, and this also means if you're into white women, now I'm cool with that. Everyone has a preference to say. If you're into white women, I tell brothers, don't go for Western white women, don't go for Southern white women, go for Eastern European white women. They are traditional at the very least, right? You want to avoid so you can smash these Swedish chicks, right, or the Norwegian chicks, right, but understand that they are not wifey. If you want to wife up a white chick, if you want a white wife, you go to Latvia, Czech Republic, you go to Russia, you go to these Eastern Europe, Ukraine as well to find these type of women. What do they speak? They speak Russian. Or if you want some sort of white-looking or Asian-looking kind of woman, right? You go to Central Asia, Mongolia, Kazakhstan. They speak Russian.
Yeah, Kazakhstan. Some of the most beautiful women I've ever seen in the world were in Kazakhstan. Just hot. and it's this mix that they have. It's just stunning. So you're like, yeah, let's talk to you, right? So no attitude, like dealing with Instagram that much. I mean, they're just traditional. They can cook really well. Great conversationalists. I'm just saying, like, why not, guys? So Russian will open up some doors. Um, yeah, Russia itself is a little crazy, but if you can tolerate it, you'll be fine.
Yep, and open up some doors. Double meaning there. I'll keep it PG. I'll keep it PG. Let me read the super chat. Shout out to Mr. Joshua McMillian for the $4.99 super chat. I appreciate you both for the support. IP and Theo, I'm going to rejoin Yao's classes with a fury. Yes, indeed. I'll see you in 2024, bro. Graduating college next week. Salute. We got a college graduate over here. Fantastic educated brothers for the win. 2024 is all about building my skills, IT, finances, and languages. That's a great foundation there for 2024. Ain't that right, Theo?
Yeah, I think that's really good. Good job, Joshua. Keep on going. Now we know what you're really doing. We know what you're really up to. So we're not going to discuss this on there. But I would say just do your best. Continue focus. You're going to make it. But just focus. You're doing well at 24 years old. Continue on. Hopefully, you can be a passport bro by the time you're around 26. So keep your eyes on the prize and just keep on advancing.
Eyes on the prize, bro. Eyes on the prize. Fantastic. Shout out to the International Quiet Storm. New name I've not seen before for the $10 super chat. I appreciate you, brother.
He's big in the manosphere. I know who he is. He and I go romping around. So yeah, I'm glad he's here. He's a good guy.
Awesome. Welcome to the Movement International Quiet Storm. Good to meet you, brother. And thank you for the support. Much appreciated, brother. Much appreciated. Thank you so very much. Awesome. So we've gone through Russia. We've gone through Spain, Japanese. The next language, right, that I feel is beneficial to learn, okay, is, let me go for my list here. Portuguese. Okay. Why is that? Now, I don't necessarily believe that Portuguese is beneficial from a business standpoint, but I think it's beneficial from getting to know woman standpoint. Okay. So we have a country called Brazil that has over 200 million people and has an abundance of beautiful, feminine, gorgeous women, including Japanese, Brazilian, that Thomas loves so much. Do you want to be speaking English to a feminine Brazilian chick and open her mind up to the garbage known as feminism? Hell no. You don't want that. You don't want that, bruv. So although Portuguese, right, is only realistically, Theo, Portuguese is only spoken by 3 big nations: Brazil, Portugal, and Angola. Apart from that, there isn't really spoken much else. But Brazil has a population of over 200 million people. There may be some business opportunities there, but in terms of woman aspects, let me tell you this, brothers, right? Angolan black women, the half black, half white women in Angola, they're dimes. I met Angolan women in Portugal, they're also dimes. Okay. Now Portugal is a little bit western there. I'm not saying go out there and find a wife in Portugal, have your fun there. But if you want a wife that's Portuguese speaking, Brazil and Angola. Whew, break it down for us, Theo. Ain't that right?
Yeah, I would definitely say that, man. Also remember there are more Africans, in Brazil? Like Brazil has the most number of Africans outside of Africa.
Correct.
Yeah, okay. So I had to figure out how to say that in English. Sorry. I look at my other languages. How do I do that in the word order? Right? So yeah, if you want a super jet black woman, there you go. You got plenty of them in Brazil. Got zillions of them. Definitely get more likely. I'm serious. I was there.
Acorn looking color, huh? Acorn looking color.
I saw some of the most beautiful jet black women I've ever seen in my life. They're just I was like, damn, you're really black. So outside of Tunisia, what Tanzania, outside of Tanzania, that was the greatest number of jet black women I've ever seen in my life. So I was going to say this. One of the good things about Brazilian culture is that really the way I look at it, the family is the family, and the money and the business does not come inside the doors. So when you come inside the house, it's just culture, family, ethics, and values. And for that point alone, I would want to marry a Brazilian woman. And when I was there before, I was dating. That was one of the things I loved about the women there. I didn't have to think about money. I didn't have to think about anything pushy, buying something, getting the bag or anything like that. Just spending time with her was the benefit. They are amazing women. They are sexual. They are sensual. They're absolutely amazing. Guys, I want to say straight out to you, try Brazil. This is a big one. And Portuguese is not a hard language to learn. I've been learning it for a while now. I've been acquiring it. I wouldn't say I'm so good at speaking it. Definitely reading it. I'm definitely better at doing it. I've been studying it. I was studying it today while I was working. I say, hey guys, go for it. You really can't go wrong with Portuguese. You can't in Brazil. Wonderful. It's my kind of place. And there are opportunities for investment. So if you're thinking about a 20-year outlook, why not Brazil? It's fantastic.
Interesting that you also mentioned in past streams where you like Brazil so much because it's like an anti-war nation. They don't have war with anyone. They don't have beef with any country. They
Yeah.
just want to live their lives. And that's why it's a safe country in that aspect. That they won't start a war with anyone, like Venezuela against Guyana. Ain't that right, Theo?
They don't go to war with anybody. They don't care. They don't do it. They're like, hey, look, we got sexy, beautiful women, and we do football all the time. Beat us there. We're self-sufficient. We don't need any of your foreign resources. So how's that? And you're like, cool. They got a lot of land. They're huge country, huge areas. The price level is fantastic. And they're not violent. Well, people say they're violent this or that. I didn't see any violence anytime I was there. The beaches are phenomenal. And the women are invaluable. Why you would, like, again, it's hard to deny yourself to be with a Brazilian woman once you're with one for a certain amount of time. They're just fantastic.
Interesting. And is Brazil a conservative nation?
Yeah, I would say so. It was, what was it, for a long time?
Even though, sorry, Phil, even though I'm seeing chicks, half naked out there in Brazil.
But that's a part of their culture, and it's hot there, so it makes sense. Yeah, I mean, you're half naked on the beach. It doesn't mean that. Okay, it's like this. Divorce was just introduced back there. It's like that. I think the divorce rate right now is at like 3%. They basically don't allow it, and okay. Baby deletion is illegal there. So that's those good. Two alone, I mean, if you're with your Brazilian wife in Brazil, it's a very low possibility for a divorce, and if she's pregnant, she's gonna have your kid.
Anakin, you are the father.
Yeah, that's it. But she's gonna be happy to have your kid. That's the thing about it. She's gonna be thrilled. So, I know plenty of Brazilian women. A lot of them are mothers, and they're all happy to. They're all. Wait, this. They're married mothers. They're not doing that single mother thing, and they love their husbands. They love their family. Brazil. Okay, I say this. Last time I was there, I saw a Brazilian wife at dinner with her family. The way that she treated her husband and the way that she treated her kids was so good that I, for the first time in a long time, felt bad and illogical for being single. I was like, I'm missing out. I could have this. Why aren't I there? Like, this is an amazing woman, right? And I saw other Brazilian women doing the same thing. No, in the West, you're like, thank God I'm single. I can't have this woman attack me. Good. It's a totally different way of thinking, guys. I would say Brazil, go for it.
Do you think there's a problem in terms of proximity to the US? It's very close to US Brazil. Strong links there. Could feminism permit that in Brazil? And that's why it's very important to learn Portuguese to actually block out that feminist nonsense.
You're gonna want to learn Portuguese to figure out what she's saying. When you know, she's writing you properly. Yeah, that's why you want that Portuguese. Yeah, so get some Japanese in there too. Get a mix. It's kind of good. Not the possibility of there being feminism is actually very low. I'm straight up be honest with you. They're
Why is that?
they're Brazilian. They're Brazilian first. They just don't have a place for it. They have their own Brazilian way. They're not really going feminism. So good place for you guys.
Fantastic. Sorry, so let me correct myself over here. Some brothers in the chat have said that Portugal, Brazil, Cape Verde, Angola, Mozambique, Guinea-Bissau, Sao Tome, and Principe, they also speak Portuguese. So that's over 5 countries that you had access to the woman, which is awesome. Which is awesome. That's fantastic, man. Love seeing that. And Japanese, Brazilian too. You have access to that speaks Portuguese. Oh my goodness. Yeah, so I think it's a good language to learn. So before we go into the next language, right? Shout out to the great Brazilian football players or soccer players, Ronaldinho, Neymar, Vinicius Jr., Kaká, Cafu. Yeah, you know who they are, man. Old school players, old school players. Shout out to Mr. Dark Dissident for the $10 super chat. Appreciate you, bro. IP. You're more likely to meet a conservative Christian Japanese woman in Brazil and Peru. What's Peru? Than you would in Japan. They are very much
Correct.
assimilated to Latin culture and make great wives. What are you talking about, bro? What?
Correct. I would very Duck Dissident. I know you are a good student. I definitely agree with you 100%. The amount of Christian women in Japan is dismally low. It's less than 1%, and practicing Christian women who actually know what's going on is about the same number of Black men who are fluent in Japanese, just really low. So if you go to these other countries, Brazil and Peru, you will meet women, Brazilian, Japanese women who are actually practicing Christians. They actually have the Bible, they read it, they go to church, they actually know what's going on. So that's an option for you guys. You have by far more there than you would in Japan itself.
They speak Portuguese in Peru or Spanish?
Spanish.
Look at that. There you go, bruv. So that's why learning both these languages will give you access to these incredible women. Next year, I'm going to take languages a lot more seriously, bruv. A lot more seriously, man. I'm telling you, you can unlock a new world by speaking the language and being immersed in their culture. Shout out to Mr. Pooh in the building. What's going on, Pooh? For the $5 super chat, we got to catch up, Pooh. Please get back to my message, brother, when you can. I hope you're all well. Hope you're well, Pooh. Shout out to Pooh. Salute you, brother. Much appreciated, bro, for the support. Shout out to Mr. Arfel Strobes for the $10 super chat. I appreciate you, bro. Getting out of the gym. Have you gentlemen talked about Italian and German yet? Love this info. Italiano, I don't think so, but maybe there's a space for Germany. Actually, you read our minds, bro. You read our minds. So that's
not
the
Italian.
Brazil.
Not Italian. No.
So that's the Brazil part done. The next language, the fifth language, before going to the wild cards here, is, as Arfel said, and Theo actually checked me on this, right? I actually put France here, but Theo's like, nah, not France. And we're going to explain after. But he said Germany. And I'm going to let Theo explain why Germany. Theo, tell us why we should learn German instead of French first. Break it down for us, bro.
Okay, so the way that I look at it, because I speak French fluently. I went to Sorbonne. I love French. I absolutely cherish French. Don't give me don't make any mistake. I love French. But when it comes to relationships, you're either going to get a feminist or a socialist or a combination. Plus, the countries that speak it usually have some sort of socialism involved. Their economies tend to be somewhat messed up, high taxation, and really a really hard difficulty to actually advance in your career. and then abysmal birth rates. So I just don't see France and any of the French colonies as being good for making a family. So, my personal point of view, you notice I've made lots of podcasts with IP here, talking about all other countries, but I've never done with France. And I want to say this: I love France. Don't get me wrong. I love it. I love Paris. I love France. I love the French language. I think it's great. But I would never want to have a French woman in my house. Not at all. They were, when I was there, like the amount of feminism there that I saw, that I was like, oh my goodness, these women, no, no, wait, put her into an office. Do not put her into bed. This isn't going to happen. All right. So that's my view. You don't want to do business there. You don't want to trade with them. They're just high. They tend to be high taxation, anti-business, anti-growth. That's just my personal point. You guys, some of the guys might disagree with that, and I respect your opinion. But I'm like, no. French countries that, again, from Quebec to wherever, no, ain't gonna happen.
Okay, so why are you putting Germany of all languages over France, bro? Tell us about Germany.
There's just too many sources advancing German right now. It's just popping. From what you said to my German friends that I've had, to what Soria Brooks, she's one of the people who's talking about this. Just I was on a podcast with her with Obsidian. To how many other sources advancing Germany. It cannot be denied. Germany would be a country for you guys to go to, Western Germany in particular. You got to go chill it out. You don't have to learn German in per se. It's better if you learn German, but you can do quite well with just English. It has some, drawbacks. German language in particular is extremely hard to learn, and the pronunciation isn't exactly great. Sounds like you're constantly being choked, as far as I'm concerned. But the women are nice, and it seems to be, well, my humble point of view, the women understand feminism, but they also want to make a family. And so they're like, hey, I want to get a job, but I want to be a mother also. So how do I do that? I want to be a wife. So how do I do that? It seems that German women understand. So, yeah, I would go with Germany.
Okay, interesting there. So you're not thinking about it from a business perspective. Actually, no, hold on here. Germany has a huge IT scene. Okay. Germany has many industrial cities. It's a very well-developed country. You got Munich, Stuttgart, Hamburg, and you've heard on my channel. You've seen me interview beautiful German chicks. I can confirm they are 180% checking for brothers across all races: Turkish, Arab, white, black, mixed race. It don't matter. Okay, Asian, I'm not too sure, but I can confirm that those chicks there are checking for brothers. So from a woman aspect, yeah, you want to learn German, okay? However, from a IT perspective, okay, when you're learning IT, if you're really interested in German women, then you want to be in Germany and work in the IT industry. And Germany has a huge IT industry. You can't go wrong with Germany, bruv. Actually, think about it. The woman, the job scene, you can't go wrong, brothers. Look at that.
Yes. However, I just want to say this. I've been learning German again for a while now, so I'm really increasing my vocabulary. Germany has the problem of England, which is, yes, it has a lot of IT jobs. Yes, they're very high. I agree with you. They also tax you to death.
Mm-hmm.
That's the problem. So if you even get to a superior level of proficiency, they tax you so hard that you really can't get ahead. So it's not, that's my issue. That's what I would have with it. So the way that I would look at it personally, again, this might seem like crazy to you guys, but this is how I would do it. If I wanted to marry a German woman, I would buy a condo in Brazil, and then I'd go to Germany, marry my German woman. I would live with her in Brazil. That's how I do
Would
it.
you marry her in Brazil or marry her in Germany?
Either one, fine. I don't care.
Okay.
Yeah.
Would you do a spiritual marriage or actual government marriage?
You ain't gonna get a visa or right to entry with a spiritual. Like you can't go to the Brazilian government and say, "This is my spiritual wife." They're like, "She's a German citizen. You're not married. You don't have a document."
Thing is,
Yeah.
you get married in the eyes of God. You look at the sky, you hold hands together, and when you see marriage, you're married.
She
But you
ain't
don't
gonna
need
get
no
a
government.
visa. She ain't gonna get a visa. No visa for that. So you need a visa. Like if like for example, if I married a German woman but lived in Brazil, okay, look, you have to. I want to buy a condo there, so you need to have a condo that's at least 1 million reais. I want 2 to 2.5 million reais minimum. So if I married a German, I would get a visa, like a spousal visa to the EU, and then when I bought the condo, I would get the visa, and then she would get the visa as well. Without that visa, she could only be in Brazil with me 90 days. What's the point?
Yeah.
she can't she can't go there. So they were like, "Oh yeah, spiritual. Ooh, okay, you're not no visa for you. You get a spiritual visa. How about that?" So you gotta do the deed and actually go through the point, and actually do the marriage. One thing I wouldn't do is bring her to the States, but she's smart enough to reject Western feminism. She got France right there with like epitome, like we're talking like what is it, like Lord of the Rings level of like feminism coming right from France, and she's rejecting it. So if that's good. I mean, she's pretty much Western feminism resistant, but I still would not bring her to the States. Ain't gonna happen.
Ain't gonna happen, man. Awesome, awesome. So, we've mentioned five languages that we feel is important to know. So let's wrap it up there and the wild card there. Maybe there may be other wild cards we can bring up, or you can let us know in the live stream chat. So we mentioned Japanese. You want to learn Japanese. You want to learn Brazilian. You want to learn Spanish. You want to learn German, and you want to learn Portuguese. Those five languages will open you up to a different world. The wild card is France, and let me tell you why I believe French is a wild card. Right? Forget about the woman aspects here. I'm talking business. I'm talking big cars. I'm talking business. I'm talking, big cash. I'm talking a network. How many people around the world, sorry, speak French? Millions of people,
Mm,
bruv. Particularly our brothers
yeah.
in Africa. Brothers
Mm,
in Burkina Faso, brothers in Mali, brothers in flipping what's it called, Niger, and all these francophone French countries, Ivory Coast, Senegal. Oh, that's a
mm,
market there for you to actually reach out to the diaspora for business, or how they're doing there, connect with them. So, but
mhm.
what's your thoughts about that aspect there, Theo?
Even Cote d'Ivoire, there's too much feminism there, as far as I'm concerned. I wouldn't even deal with it. I've dated women from Cote d'Ivoire before, but no, they're feminists, so it ain't gonna happen.
Black chicks
Nice country.
or
Yeah, yeah, oh yeah, they were jet black, 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 black. I, yeah, I was in Paris dating them. They're nice, beautiful smiles, just a little too thick for me. If they can, what can I do? If I can measure the object speed around their hips, that's a little too much. And they're like, okay, ain't gonna happen. Um, but yeah, um, that's how I'm just not gonna deal with a French-speaking country. Nice to go to. Again, I love walking in Paris. I love talking to people in Paris. It's great. I love French. Don't get me wrong. I totally love French, but I am not gonna deal with a French-speaking country in terms of relationships.
interesting. Okay. I think Theo is definitely in that France there. Are there any other wildcard languages? Let us know in the live stream chat before we go on, before me and Phil react to some of the clips. Are there any other wildcard languages that you feel is important to know? Maybe
I
you want to go on, Phil?
I'm definitely looking at the chat, what people are saying. And I mean, you have to look at it as what is the real benefit of the language. So, for example, let me give you guys an example. Here's Ukrainian. Okay. I've been studying Ukrainian now 10 years. I like Ukrainian. It's a very interesting language, right? Well, basically, when I go to Ukraine, what language do I speak in? Russian. Okay, so I speak all the time in Russian, so that's fine, right? So basically, you would need Ukrainian if you got serious about a Ukrainian woman. Then you would actually study it. That's where the benefit is. So I say is you got to be practical about it. If, for example, I'm sure people are saying Korean or Thai, yeah, that's cute, but you're really not. That's really a really specific area. You're really not going to get any more bang for buck. You can't really own property there. There are issues with those countries, so you could take the woman out. So that, like, if you really want that kind of woman, that okay, fine, you're going to learn the language. I get you, but 9 times out of 10, she's going to speak in English. That's the way it's going to be. You want that top, like, just a top level Brazilian. Learn Portuguese. She's going to blow your mind away. The way I look at it, go that way.
You blow my mind. I feel alive with you. Exciting, girl, you work me out. Classic song. All right, so let me read the chat over here, right? So Arabic, yes, Arabic. Oh, that's actually a great language there. That's a wild card there. Arabic will open you up to all the Muslim-speaking countries, and we know Muslims keep, the nonsense in check, and we love to see that. Access to Moroccan women, Saudi women, Qatari women, UAE, Dubai women. Oh, those Arabic women, Lebanese women. Oh, and hold on, Phil, and business too. Oil money business, IT businesses in UAE, Qatar, Saudi Arabia. Ooh, okay. Now we're talking. Now we're talking, bro. Now we're talking. Now we're talking.
Nah, not my thing.
Why not? Okay, why not? Phil? Is it because they're not they ain't got the blonde hair, Theo? Is that why, Theo? You taking shots at them, brother?
Nah, I just it tends to be there tend to be problems in the Middle East I don't even want to deal with. So yeah, just not my cup of tea. Like I have to admit that there are guys who are totally into it. More respect to you guys, but nah, just not my thing. The only country that I would be involved with would be like what you said, UAE. Outside of that, I just don't care. So this is my personal preference. I know you got people on the chat talking like they're just like spewing like the whole languages in the entire world. And I would say, guys, kind of think about it. You got to think about populations. Although Arabic does have a massive population, like what billions of people, right? So does Chinese. I just don't see those two. So does, of course, India also, but it doesn't. English is really the national language of India, right? I don't see those areas as being really supportive of the passport bureau movement. So I'm not going to give you any endorsement over those languages.
Interesting. Thanks for that, Theo. Awesome. Yeah. Shout out to Mr. Bed Mike for the $10 super chat. Thank you, bro, for the support. Salute IP and Theo, the only channel giving solutions. Thank you, bro. Pardon me there. Did some research on cyber after listening to you guys, making my switch, studying for my AWS security cert. Yes, indeed.
Good. Yeah, one of my students just got it, the AWS security cert. So I was really proud of that. I was really happy. So look, yeah, my group has those guys doing it. Keep it going, guy. This is good for you. I want to see you succeed.
Yes, we all do, brothers. Right, keep on going. 2024, we're aiming that to be the best year of our lives so far. I feel good about 2024. It's gonna be groundbreaking. Wives, girlfriends, crypto, building wealth, the whole 9 yard. Let's work towards that. So I do want to touch upon crypto a bit, but let's go through some clips here, brothers, and see what's happening this week. And let's have a great reaction here. Okay, awesome. Let me get some water though first, yeah? Hold on.
Sure. I just want, while you're doing that, this is L'Oreal. This book is in French. There you go. For you guys who can see that, this is the back of it is in French. L'Orient is by Aragon. It's one of my favorite books. I studied this at the Sorbonne, and I'm totally in love with it. I've had a few editions of it because I've read it so much. I've actually like fallen apart. So it's a great storyline. Again, French and Russian literature, but French literature, beautiful. In the original, absolutely fantastic. I love French. I love the way it sounds. I love the pronunciation, the intonation, all of it. I totally love it. I love Paris. I love being there, living there. I could stay, like, basically, if I had my option, if like one city to stay in for the rest of my life, it would be Paris. Tokyo would be number 2. Sao Paulo would be number 3. Totally love those areas. But I would never marry a French woman, nor would I date one. I'm not stupid. But it's great being there. I love it. It's just great. So I just want to say, guys, there's still really great options there. If you guys, one of the things I've always said on IP Stream is follow your heart and understand what your heart is. And then don't do any action unless you have some conviction. So like this year, I've thought about different languages to study, and I've been kind of going back and forth. That means I shouldn't be traveling because my brain is like spaghettified. I'm scatterbrained. I can't focus on what I really want to know or what I really want to do. Once you know and you have conviction in what country you want and what language you want, then you could be focused, and I say go for it. If you say you don't know, you just got to go around, you're going to get yourself in trouble. So I would say be careful, because you're more likely to go there unprepared, become a sexpat, do something crazy, not respect the culture, and then you're just going to be a pookie over there, and you don't want that. So have some conviction first before you go there. Study, prepare, and then stay there for an extended period of time. What I mean by that is 2 months minimum. Yeah, really go there for a long time. Try to integrate, know who they are.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Awesome. Let's react. So I'm gonna share my screen here. Video file. Go to my folder over here. So I'm sure you've seen this video, Theo, but I want to get your perspective as to just how degenerate the culture is in the Black community, and of course the Western community as a whole, to the point where we're seeing a mother twerking on a random dude. Let's check it out. One more time for the culture, because this is just ridiculous, bro. I think, right, this video sums up the degeneracy of American culture in 2023, to the point where we see a mother twerking on a random dude in front of her son, and her son comes in the picture and tells mother off, "What are you doing here in a public function? Why would you do that?" You know, that just tells you just how low the community, right, has fallen. And when we keep saying that it's over and get your passport so you won't be a part of this community anymore, y'all think we're joking. I'm not joking, bruv. We have reached a point of no return. It's over. We're seeing mothers do this in front of their son.
Mm-hmm.
Break it down for us, Theo.
This isn't the only thing that sons are hearing. They're also hearing their single mothers getting smashed by random guys. And as Kevin Samuel stated, you have no idea how much damage this does to the sons. It is intense. This kid here, this son, hats off to him. My heart goes out to you. You're the hero here, but there's nothing you can do. And you're going to take immense amount of damage. And if I had it my way, I'd have the state take that son away from this woman. She does not deserve to have children at all. Zero. And this, guys, is why we do not deal with single mothers. They create this culture. They create this problem. All these single mothers here, all the women here, have no problem with what the mother's doing because they're doing the same thing and they're not supporting the son. They don't even care about him. This is horrible. Straight out. These women should not be parents at all. It's too bad the state can't come in, take all their kids away, and say you're not qualified to be a mother whatsoever, a parent. And this guy is why we men here, the Passport Bro movement, we have got to do a separation. We do not date these women. We don't talk to them. We don't acknowledge them. 100%, we don't respect them. These are horrible, horrible women. We're not dealing with them ever. We're done.
Facts. And I just want to pinpoint just how much of an issue single mothers are. I think single mothers are really a problem in the West. I think they are. And I think, these single mothers make these poor choices. They do awful things, and it negatively impacts the community. Okay? It really does.
Mm-hmm.
And we see it time and time and again. The powers that be, the government wants guys like me and Theo and you brothers to wipe up these single mothers. You must be out your goddamn mind. You must be on that Hennessy. You must be on that pure white. It ain't happening. And this video here is testament as to why we don't deal with single mothers. And we never should do.
Yeah. Never. Never. We're done. No. Zero. I saw this. I was outraged. And my heart went out to that kid. We're not dealing with you women. No, we're done. Anything you guys say. Well, I know they're going to say, well, they're not women. No, we don't care. We're done. Over.
Over and out. Get your passport, brothers, and go and deal with respectable women. You won't see, and I'm being 100% serious with you, brothers, right? You won't see this degeneracy in Japan. You won't see this in Brazil. You won't see this in Korea. You won't see this in Panama. You won't see this in flipping Latvia, bruv. You won't see it in Eastern Europe. Only in Europe.
Yeah. Czech. Ukraine, Russia, Kazakhstan. No. Korea. No, you said that. Yeah, most. I could never. No, inconceivable. No, we're done.
We're done. It's over. Okay, it's over. Next clip. Flipping ridiculous. All right, so remove that. Let's try to the next one. Passport saves lives. Video file. So the next one here, we got a. You're gonna love this one, yo.
I went on a date with this guy, and then after the date, he was like, "Oh, we're a couple now." What? I'm like, "A couple of what? This is the first time I'm meeting you." I was so confused.
Couple of besties.
Literally. And I'm just like, I don't move that fast. I'm like, we just known each other a few hours. I'm just like, I didn't mean to ghost him, but it scared me.
What's your worst dating experience in Korea?
Do I have a worst one? I don't think so.
That's good.
That's good because if it's bad, I would never see a guy again. If I pay, I would never see a guy again. I don't mind, I have money, but you ask me out. Yeah. And that's kind of like a deal breaker. Do not ask me to split, or I pay the. If a guy asks me to split a bill, I will pay the whole bill and ghost him.
What is she wearing, bruv? What is she wearing? There are so many things to unpack in this video, right? But the first thing, brother, is what is she wearing? This is what I have. This is the problem I have with modern women, right? How can you dress like this in a foreign land? How can you actually think it's okay to wake up one day and wear what you're wearing, okay, in Korea? And this is the reason why we have an image collectively as, black people all around the world. What is this, bruv? I guarantee you won't see a Korean chick wearing that in any country in Africa, bruv. Where is she wearing?
No, no. This is Korea?
That's Korea,
Really?
bruv. Yeah.
I'm looking. Yeah, there's Hangul. Yeah, that's right. There's Hangul there. Oh, yeah. She a 304. That's why they're gonna look at her. That's it. She's a playtime thing. She said that there was a guy who wanted a relationship with her. She's no, that man. She's lying about that. I mean, was he drunk and blind? He didn't. He thought it was his mom. It was a Korean girl or something. I don't know. There's no way that there was a guy who wanted her like that. She's doing that for her self-validation. There is no way. Maybe a guy from another country who didn't have any options with Korean women, that then she was available. That's why he said that. If that I could see that, but no Korean guy is going to be going out with this. Korean men have standards. It's not this. She a 304 there. In Japan, you pull this, you may not be able to get on the train. Serious. The JR, the operators of the JR might come out and say you cannot board the train looking like that. No. Yeah, I never saw that in Japan or Korea. No women look like that.
Damn. Do you know what, Theo, right? It's funny how, she got itchy, right? When the Korean guy said, okay, are we a couple? Now, and this is what I don't like about modern Western women. Everything is a game to them. When they travel, you're going to find that men in these other societies are serious about relationship, marriage, and children. If you ain't bringing that to the table and you keep saying, oh, we're moving too fast, they're thinking, what's going on here? And they are shocked because these chicks over here in the West, they play games, they play these stupid try and errors with you, but they're finding that that's not flying when you go abroad. Either you're in a relationship with these dudes or you move along. And that's why, brother, they have such a problem dating in these countries. And they're simply for your full purposes.
Yeah, I would definitely agree with you. That they're just not for any kind of serious dating whatsoever. I don't see any purpose in them at all. The whole thing, though, is she's saying that there's this Korean guy who wanted a relationship with her. I really don't believe that, because she said that in a way for her to look good, and it doesn't make sense. Korean guys don't move that way. I know Japanese guys, without a doubt, don't move that way. That's not going to happen at all. Especially not with a woman who's dressed like that. So, yeah, I agree with you, IP. Yeah, this ain't happening.
Do you feel like her point where she said that if a guy isn't paying for a meal, she won't see him again? Or if she goes 50-50 or pays for his meal, all right, she also won't see him again, right? So to me, that's very hypocritical, because in the West, right, these chicks, they want to be boss independent chicks. I got my own money, I got my own bag, and yet they expect the man to pay for everything, pay for dates. But hold on, but you're a modern woman. So you want us men to be traditional and you want Korean men to be traditional, but you ain't traditional yourselves. Tell me what is traditional about what she's wearing, brother. Tell me what is traditional about, I got all this cash, but still I'm gonna need you to pay for my bills and you have to pay for my date and food. This is the problem in the West, bruv. This is why we don't want foreign women making friends with these horrible Western chicks. We don't want them.
Yeah.
Hold on, Phil. Can you imagine, right? You're the girl speaking to you right now, brother, have been friends with her in South Korea. Bro, you go crazy. You be like, what's going on here, bruv?
Yeah. Again, Yukiko, my Japanese wife, she never liked these kind of women, and she would avoid them when she was in the United States with me. She knew what was up. She knew they were bad, low level. So she didn't even talk to them at all. I would say for this Western woman who's in Korea, you're talking 50-50. You should be talking about acknowledgement. Why should any man acknowledge that you exist? That's where we're going to start. Acknowledgement. So she's talking about 50-50. What do you mean? Okay. Okay. If I were to trade with this again, Japan or Korea, I wouldn't acknowledge that this woman existed. If she's on the bus with me, I don't know. I'll just think she exists. It's like she's a zero. If she's working with me at work because I'm professional, I talked with her. The minute she exits the door, she doesn't exist anymore. So what is she talking 50-50? She should be happy that someone even looks at her. That's it. Just looking is a big thing. She should, as far as she should be concerned, she should pay the entire bill just to have someone talk to her. That I'm straight out honest. She's talking 50-50, girl. You could go the entire time, every single day you're in Korea or Japan, and have no one talk to you romantically. I know plenty of Western women who've gone to Korea, Japan, the entire time they were there, every single day for years, no dates, no hand holding, nothing. Even if the guys are drunk, they don't talk with you. And then she wants 50. What are you talking about? 50-50? You nuts? What are you, La La Land? No, she's not living in reality. No. That's why I say this is all about validation. That's it. She's trying to get trying to show that she has some sort of value. Yeah. Cute. Yeah. Total lie. She has zero value there.
Facts. Absolute facts. Awesome. All right. So let's react to the next clip. Move from studio, present, video file. Okay. So let's react to this one here.
Oh my god! I'm brother. I'm officially primary custodian of the kids. What about the child support? That's it? Tony, that's crazy. Why? Are you kidding me? That all of this financial burden with my children is on me?
What?
This is not fair.
Ha. You go first, Theo.
You weren't able to destroy a man in divorce. You weren't able to use them. That's so bad. I feel so sorry for you. You weren't able to. You weren't able to victimize. Oh, so bad. Look, woman, in the next 10 to 15 years, you're going to be surprised if a man actually acknowledges that you exist in the West, especially the age that you are. In the next 10 years, ain't nobody going to be checking for you except to pay you $15 for 40 minutes of your services. That's it. That's all you're worth. All right? So you are totally cuckoo of what you're thinking about, honey. Like, straight out. I'm glad the man won. I'm glad the guy got out of it. And other guys, I say, don't touch these women because they're not in it for love. They're in it for business. They're trying to monetize you. That's it. You are the retirement plan. You are an annuity. She'll use the government against you and make you into a walking financial instrument. The best way of avoiding that is avoiding the Western woman 100%. Box wine, cats, die alone. That's her future.
Facts. And brothers, now you've seen here through your eyes only the wicked plan that modern women have in store for you. Look at her celebrating about a divorce, happy, jumping up and down, about a divorce, and even about child support. But it didn't work out when she has to pay child support for the kids. These women, they don't love you. Western women don't love their husbands and they don't love their boyfriends. You are their meal ticket. Like Theo said, you are their retirement plan. So once they're done with you, once they get bored of you, once they can't show you off anymore, once they just want to, get rid of you, divorce papers are on your table the morning you finish using the toilet and having your cereal. Stop dating these women. Stop dating modern Western women. She is celebrating about your demise. Divorce breaks people, bruv. Divorce is evil. And who initiates most of divorces? Western women.
Mm-hmm.
Stop dating Western women. Stop marrying Western women. Okay? There are 4 phrases you say to Western women. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, and goodbye. Nothing less, nothing more.
Yeah, I agree. I go further again to make the emphasis. Don't smash them. Don't take them on dates. Don't DM them. Don't like their photos on social media. I'm going now so far straight out. Don't even communicate. Although I do like humiliating them and arguing with them online because that's kind of a fun thing for me. But more and more often, I'm recognizing that gives them a false sense of validation. That's desperation. If I'm calling you a 304 online worthless, and you're saying, well, at least you're talking to me, so I have some sort of value, that's pathetic. So block them straight out. Don't let them know you exist. Just straight out, like, okay, oh yeah, I see a woman like that, block her on social media, straight out. Guys, you got to be savage about it. And I have no mercy for them whatsoever at this point. So, again, don't smash them. That's in particular. Friday night, don't do a like what you do in text. Nothing. 0. You have something else to do. You're studying a language, right? So, 10 o'clock at night, you just finished watching IP. You're studying some German, right? You got some German. You're reading through this book. You're learning your vocabulary. You don't got time for a woman like this. Or you got some Spanish, right? There's a Spanish book, right? You're learning your Spanish at 10 o'clock at night. You're not dealing with her. She can figure it out on her own. She's strong and independent. Don't be her tool, guys.
Facts, brothers. This is actually between you losing it all and you having it all. I want you to have it all. Okay, and for you to have it all, you need to avoid these Western women. They will take you to the cleaners and they will have no remorse about it. They'll be drinking champagne. They'll even have a party over your demise, over your divorce.
Yeah.
Look at her jump up and down. That's how evil they are, bro. Break it down, Theo.
Yeah, they are. They're entirely happy because they're looking for that cash flow. What you see with Western women is I consistently see this. What they want first is to get child support from a guy and have the father not be in the child's life. Then go out with another guy, marry him, divorce him, then get alimony from him, another cash flow, and then live with another guy or live with several guys, be passed around, and say that she's strong and independent because she's living on other men's money. That's it. It's like a financial plan, some sort of monetary plan that they actually have, and they think this is actually doing well. But the big one that I constantly see is getting child support from one man and then living with another. That's their goal. Do not be a part of this, guys. Do not entertain it. Do not date them. Do not smash them at all. 0. Do not be a part of their financial plan. They think, again, they can date the bad boy when they're younger and date the successful guy when they're older and not give him any children. What you want to do is say, oh, okay, you had a past? I hope you deal with it. I have a future. It's with a passport. Bye.
Absolute facts, man. And 2024 will be a big year for crypto. And I know a lot of y'all that watch my channel are into crypto. When you get those big gains, none of that should be going to a single Western chick. None of that. Okay?
No. 0. And we're talking about energy too. Don't give them your energy. If they have a problem, can you listen to me? No. If you'll figure it out on your own, we're having a problem. That's too bad for you. Go to a therapist. Pay $50 an hour minimum. Get out of here. I don't have time for you.
Absolute facts. I mean, and make sure you check out the merch itself. The 4 words to say to a Western woman, there's merch for it. Copy your t-shirt. wear it when you're in Thailand, when you're in Philippines,
Do you
when you're in
have
Japan.
you have a t-shirt? Do you have this on a hoodie?
Should I put on a hoodie?
Yeah, get out a hoodie, man. I'll buy it. Yeah,
Okay.
Sure.
I'll work on that. Okay, awesome.
Yeah.
Brothers, get your merch over there, brothers.
I'll be in Brazil with that. I'll go to Germany wearing that. Like, I'm serious. Brazil, I'll take a photo, okay? I'll get my body right, and then I'll be in Brazil. We'll have fun with that, man.
Incredible. Okay.
Yeah,
now,
just so you guys know, I have IP's merch here in the house. So I've got some of it already. He's got some good merch. It's some good stuff. But I'm just saying, with those expressions, oh yeah, I might travel business class wearing that thing. So, hey.
Awesome. All right. That's the next clip. Remove. Okay. Take out. Now let me present a video file. And now, okay, this is a very interesting one here as well.
And he asks you, so what is it that you look for in a guy? Like, what kind of qualities do you like in a man? Let me tell you why you should never answer that question up front. First of all, the only reason a guy's going to ask you that question is so that he can find the fastest way to get you hooked. Because if he knows what you want, he's just going to be that person. Even if it's not an accurate reflection of who he really is, he's going to put up that front because he knows that's what you want. So rather than give him a literal cheat sheet on how to manipulate you, I'm going to tell you how you're going to answer that question. You're going to tell him, how about you show me who you are, and then I'll let you know if you're the kind of guy I'm looking for. That way, he'll take you seriously because he knows you're not easily manipulated, and you're going to save yourself a lot of time because you're going to know within a few weeks whether or not that man passes your vibe check. Stay woke.
Theo Cook.
Well, he has to know whether or not you pass his vibe check. So, he has every right to ask that question. That makes total sense. When I was in Japan, I asked my students straight out, what does a man need to have in order to get married? And the students straight out told me, he needs to make a minimum 10 million yen a year, roughly $100,000 a year, and he needs to have no debt. And as long as he's doing that, they're fine. The woman, I sent you the photo of that woman. She's in Czech. And I just had that conversation with her over the weekend. I said, how much money does your man need to make? And let's just talk about it. And let's talk about your family values. And she told me about it. She says, yeah, I'd like my man to make $10,000 a month net. And I was like, okay, I can deal with that. I know where she's coming from. Okay, that's not a problem. And then she was talking about she wanted a son and a daughter at least, maybe 3 kids. She wanted 2 dogs minimum, and the kind of house that she wanted. And it wasn't an extravagant house. Guys, these are very basic conversations to have in the beginning. And you need to know whether or not you're dealing with someone who's in la la land versus someone with whom you can build. You have every right to ask that question. So go for it. I, for example, am allergic to cats. I'm very allergic to cats. If she says she has to have a cat in the house, I cannot be with her. It's done. It's not going to happen. I will get sick. I will actually need to go to the hospital and get some sort of injection because I cannot be with a cat inside the house. I need to know what's going on. That's for my own protection. What she's basically saying is that the guy should be strung along without any requirement, without any standards of his own, and she has the right of first rejection on him. Screw that. Get rid of her. She can answer the question, send her right back to the streets where you got her.
Absolute facts there, Theo. Absolute facts. The less a woman tells you stuff, those are alarm bells. Okay, those are alarm bells. She should be telling you everything about herself. And if you ask her a question, what do you look for in a guy? She can't answer that question. Gotta get rid of her. Rid of her. Okay, so again, we're seeing here in the West, right? Western women giving advice to other Western women, and that cycle keeps on repeating, and these modern Western women can't realize as to why things aren't going right for them when it comes to dating. Because listen up, woman, you're taking bad advice from your female friends. Some of these female friends want to see you fail. Some of these female friends don't care about you. They will purposely put out bad intel or bad advice for you. That's how women are. How about you start thinking for yourself, right, and do what you feel is in your gut? And that's the problem I have with Western women. They are so easily influenced, Theo. It makes me angry, bruv. They are so easily influenced. That's
easily influenced in the wrong direction against relationships, against something that'll actually work. When it comes towards respecting men, working with men, being cooperative with men, if it's not that, they're easily influenced. When it comes to actually building with men, nah. It takes them like 20, 30 years, multiple bad men, becoming a single mother, having multiple baby daddies, and having no eggs. Suddenly, oh, I know how to respect a man. I deserve a high-value man. Get out of here. Who are you? Get out. Yeah, we don't want this. Like, you see the trash collector guy? That's who you deserve right there. Actually, a lot of trash collector guys in the States make $100,000 a year, so she's not even on that guy's level. So let's go to something else. I don't know. The guy who's in the park randomly picking up trash, go for him. That's what you should go for. That's on your level, lady.
Yeah, yes, and even this chick, right, or Westman would never go for a guy who earns $100K a year, but he's a garbage guy. He's got to be in the office. He's got to be some sort of business dude. Even though the guy that picks up garbage makes $100K a year, it's all about status for this woman. It's all about how good you look for their friends. That's what I'm saying, brothers. Right? Stop dating these chicks. Stop dating them, bruv.
Yeah.
Hold on, yo. Some of these girls are saying that they won't date a 9-to-5 guy. Yeah. They won't date a guy that works a normal 9-to-5 job. The majority of men work a 9-to-5 job. So who are you dating, woman? Who you dating, bruv? Who you dating? Tell me who you dating if you won't date a 9-to-5 guy. Get your passports, man. I'm getting angry here, bruv.
Yeah, look at it though. If you go abroad and you have a 9-to-5, the woman's like, good. I expect you to have a 9-to-5. So I'm glad you have one. You're stable. Good. Again, the woman I showed you that photo of, that was one of her big requirements. Do you have a 9-to-5? And I said yes. And she's like, good. I didn't tell her how many I had, but I did tell her I had a 9-to-5. So she knows at least I have that. Yeah, guys, just straight out. What makes a man stable and actually able to provide and become the pillar of stability and security and progress in a society, these women do not want those kind of guys. So let them be with Pookie and Ray Ray and Chad and Tyrone. That's fine. They can go deal with that. What happens afterwards is not your concern. Don't try to compete with these guys. Let them have them. Because as far as I'm concerned, from day one, these women were damaged goods. So let them be. Go get your passport. Go be with women who value you from day one. And they to them, you are their first choice. Go abroad, you'll be just fine.
Absolutely. Awesome. So next one to react to. Kombawa Chibaka.
And this is Eva.
Eva.
This is the Dotson. Yeah. She's a little nuts, but she's getting better. She's improving, but when she's a crazy Dotson, like she's just cuckoo. I'm like, okay. I'm worried if I bring her to Brazil and have to sedate her the entire time. She's not gonna make it. So
all right. So next clip to react to.
Do you? People actually care about that shit?
Men in general.
If a man is fucking asking me my body count, he can get fucked. Who gives a fuck? Oh my god, that's so stupid. People actually ask that shit?
Yes.
Okay, well then you're talking to the wrong man. If a man is ever asking you about your body count, you're talking to the wrong man, and he can get fucked. Like, that's so fucking stupid. Get fucked.
So, can I ask you this then?
Yeah, sure.
So, what do you think about the analogy? If one key can open many locks, it's known as a master key, as opposed to if you have a lock that can be opened by any key, it's a shitty lock.
I think that if a woman is an analogy to you, then you're not fucking ready to be talking to a woman, and you should probably get fucked. So, if a woman is the key to you, talk to your mom, talk to your sister, talk to your cousin. I don't know, get a real fucking life, and get fucked. Thank you. And a woman is not a key. Thank you.
An example of just how foul-mouthed, delusional, and horrible women are in the West now. A lot of women are, not all, but a lot of women are in the West. We definitely care about body count, and every man should care about body count. No dude wants to marry a 3 or 4. Now, just because you couldn't close your legs, you couldn't control yourself, doesn't mean we want to have that burden on you, allowing dudes to run up on you. That's not happening, bruv. That's not happening, man. So yeah, we care about body count. Yeah, you better be a virgin. Yeah, you better have a low body count, or else you ain't getting wifed. You ain't getting wifed, and that's how it should be. You know, break it down for us, Theo.
Yeah, I'd say that she has her right to her opinion, and we have the right to ours. And basically, if men have the opinion, the requirement for marriage, there's nothing that women can do to stop that. So this kind of woman will never get married in the West. It's impossible. And she will go as much as she can, but she's a good time girl. That's it. And I can see women saying, you know, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, I'm a man. I know how men think. And this is a good time girl. That's it. She's not in wife category, and she never will be. So she's going to have a very rude awakening when she's about 37 years old, and some guy just walked out the door. Her biology is super ticking. She has no viable objects. She has no viable options, and she has no ability to get married or have a kid in the next year. And she doesn't know what to do. And there are millions of women like this, and they just keep on increasing in number. So good luck, lady. Let's see what happens. Yeah.
Facts.
Men hold the key to marriage. Yeah.
Yes, indeed. Unless she's that desperate and she gets on her knees and proposes to a guy. So think about it, Theo, right? For her to be that angry and, being that foul-mouthed, right? That must mean that her body count must be in the high range, 80, 90, 50, and she's done. She knows that she's reached a path of no return, so she's going all in on that 3 or 4 culture. So because you're 3 or 4 now, it don't mean we have to accept that. If I met this woman like that in real life, I'm telling her keep far away from me. I wouldn't even acknowledge her. I can spot a 3 or 4. Like as if I'm Spider-Man with her spider senses easily. The way she's dressed, her crazy eyes, the foul mouth. You keep away from me. You are radioactive poison. I don't want to go near you anymore. Keep it a stack, bruv.
Yeah, I've gotten to the point that I rarely even ask what the number is. I can kind of figure it out. And women think that if you don't know their exact number, then you don't know. And I just say, I'm looking for a range. And if you're within that range, you're not wife material. That's just the way it is. So a lot of women fail in that area. And guys who are older and more experienced just know what they're looking for. And in terms of that, they know how to identify in terms of the women. Her number is astronomical, guaranteed you. Just without a doubt. There's no way. she's good time at best. She's like, let's say you have a bachelor party and you're going crazy in the bar and you meet someone like that. She's like, at a bachelor party, she's like a good time hookup. That's about it. Something you don't talk about later on. That's it. Just kind of sweep her away, sweep her under the rug. She's a sweeper. That's it.
Facts. Absolute facts. Okay, so let's react to the next clip. Remove from studio. Present. Video file. Okay, now let's react to this one here. I want to know your thoughts about this video here, Theo. Where is it?
With women's absence. Let me go ahead and explain. Hello, my name is Carla and restoring healthy mindsets is my thing. I mentioned in a previous video to not be clingy and why being clingy does not work. Now I'm going to go ahead and tell you what to do to make a man miss you while you're absent. With whatever he's doing, most of the time, the men that we're attracting are hardworking men. And here's one thing that I don't want you to do. If he's being hardworking and he's spending time at work, don't nag that you miss him, that you want to spend time with him, or complain that he's not there. On the contrary, what I want you to do is be positive, be genuine, be lighthearted whenever you guys are talking on the phone, and always end on a good note. Always treat him right if you guys do live with each other. So that whenever the time comes that he comes back around, he's already going in with the mindset of she's my happy place or she's my peace. And that is so attractive for a woman to provide that lightheartedness and that energy. Because even though you do miss him and you do want to see him, it's best for us not to nag because this situation is out of his control. So instead, we want to do the opposite. We want to bring joy, peace, and comfort. This is why working on yourself and building that inner peace yourself is important so that your man can find you addicting.
No, I think she has some good points there. I'm surprised she's a Western woman speaking like this. Absolutely. Don't nag. Be peaceful. Make sure my meals are cooked. Be feminine. Be submissive. Be my happy place. Do that for me. Guarantee you the marriage will last for a long time, if not forever. Okay. However, would the average Western chick listen to her? I don't think so. That's too much. That's too much. You know, why do I got to do all of that? Why can't he cook his own food? Why can't he be happy himself? You know, and that's the problem here, Theo. Right? That's the problem here. Would the average Western chick do that? No. They nag, they complain, they don't seek to make men happy. It's all about what can you do for me? What can you do for me? How about what can you do for your man? The information is there. It's all about for these West women to apply it. But they want to apply it, bro. They're very selfish. Me. And it don't work out. Break it down first, Phil. What are your thoughts here?
I agree with you. I think, but my issue is that this is the conversation from mother and grandmother to the daughter. This should already be well instilled in the girl by the time she's 12 years old. And I want to say that that's actually being raised to be a wife. When I was a kid, I was raised to be a husband. So my parents taught me how to be a husband. My grandparents taught me how to be a husband, and other people in my church and my community talked about their marriages and told me what it meant to be a husband. This was by the time I was 12. So I knew what I was getting into. There's more to learn about it, but the fundamentals down pat. I understood this when I was very young. If you're learning about this or having an issue about this in your 20s, done. You're not going to be a wife. That's it. You have a divorce. This is long-term girlfriend at best. This isn't going to happen. So the fact that she actually has to talk about this, nah, man. This should already be well instilled inside the girls from a very young age. It was instilled inside of me. There's all kinds of things that I instilled. I'll give you an example of one thing. My grandmother, by the time I was 6, 7 years old, she told me, your money, your career has no value inside the marriage. Only your ethics and personality have value. So don't go home thinking that you're successful in the office so that you're getting something in the house. Don't do that. Like when I get in the door, whoever I was on the outside doesn't matter. I'm a husband and a father on the inside the house, and that's it. That's who I am. My grandmother put that inside my head hardcore. Never forgot it. Again, 6 or 7 years old, I had that instruction. So what's going on with these chicas?
Yeah, and I think we know what's going on there, Theo. They're not being taught to be wives. Like
Right.
the average woman in the West, right, in their households, at university, in college, they're not taught to be wives. Do we have a school, right, or some sort of institution called wife school where women are actually taught to be wives in the West? No, we don't, bro. But in Russia, they got that. In Japan, they actually have that too, bro. You
Yeah.
know? So there you go, Phil. And this is why women in the West struggle to date. They're not, the moms, the grandmothers are teaching them to be feminists, career women, get that bag. And they're wondering why things are empty from a dating perspective. End of the day, we are on this earth to procreate. So learn to be a wife. And that's where we are missing that kind of, information for Western women in the West, bro. Second point here, Theo, is that Western women, they may do these particular things, but they will only do it, brother, to a certain type of man. What does that mean, Theo? If she does not deem you to be high value, so if you're not a millionaire, if you're not a rapper, if you're not an athlete, if you're not a CEO, you ain't getting this treatment. But if you're an average 9 to 5 dude that works an honest job, you're an IT, a Western woman, brother, it ain't going to treat you the way this woman has told them to treat the guy. I'll keep it a stack for you. I'll keep it a stack, bro. It's over in the West. It's over. Ain't that right, bro?
It's over. There's no way. There's no way of doing a redemption. So there's only some areas and some people who still know what marriage is and have some sort of traditions. These people tend to be religious in nature, so they can continue on. But we're talking the main people, particularly in the urban environments. Nah, man, it's over. It's done. We're not talking about anything anymore. So, we got to walk away from that. Go to another country. Go to a place where they still have traditional values. People are taught how to be a wife. Again, they used to have wife school in the West. Most men learned how to be husbands from their fathers. It's the way it was. If you remove the father from the house, the boys don't grow up knowing how to be husbands. They can't convert. And if you remove the father away from the house, daughters don't know how to respect men. The way it is. So go to another country, start a family, and go from there.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Awesome. So let's react to the next clip. Oh, Theo, you're going to love this one, bro. I know you're going to tear this chick apart, bro. Whew, Theo, you're going to tear this one apart.
Lied to by the culture. But I'm gonna take full responsibility there, man. I fell for it. I fell for the boss bitch, I could do everything by myself, that hyper independent bullshit. And I'm 31 now, and I still don't have kids. I still don't have a family. I was focused on trying to get after the bag and all this. Yo, what? I'm in a place now in my life where I'm reevaluating everything. My values, my perspectives, what I really want in the future. And what I really want is a family. I feel like social media or just everything around us, society in general, wants to push that the woman is the future. No, the family is the future.
We warned y'all ladies for many years, man. We warned y'all. Stop listening to what the media is telling you and actually live by reality. Okay? Live by reality. The media will push out its agenda. The rappers, the female rappers, the awful actresses will push out the feminist nonsense. Woman can handle everything. Woman can do everything. Women deserve everything. No, you don't. You will not get everything in this life. But what you can do is become a wife, treat your husband wife, treat your husband right, have kids, and be feminine, be submissive. I guarantee you have no problems. And now you're out here on TikTok, right? Really reevaluating your horrible life choices. You were chasing the bag, you were being a boss babe, you were on that independent-ish. You were too busy listening to Beyonce. I'm a single lady. I'm a single lady. Oh. It ain't work out. It ain't work out, lady. And now you're out here crying. You're almost in tears. That's what you deserve. That is what you deserve. What were you doing when you were 18 to 24? 18 to 25? Those are your prime years. You can get any man in the world. You can get an IT bro, a tech bro, a lawyer, right? A truck driver, a teacher. You had all the choices in the world, but you chose to be a boss, independent chick. And now you're crying. Good. Good for you.
Wow, you were savage that time. That was good. Look, the way I look at it is when the woman is the focal point of the future, that is like the ultimate expression of narcissism. And exactly what you said, the family should be the focal point, in particular the children. When the children are not the focal point, then the woman endlessly consumes resources to no satisfaction to herself or to anyone else. And so she acts like a misbehaved little dog that goes around destroying everything and still wanting more. And there's nothing you can do with that person. You have to walk away. And I think this is one of the reasons why so many women can't maintain marriages, because this is how they think. They think all the resources for themselves. It's almost as if the children are an unfortunate casualty regarding her happiness. So if they weren't there, then she could even be happier. That's like the ultimate form of narcissism. So when the children are number one, everything's going to work. And that's why this is where Western women really fail, and where Eastern women, particularly Latinas, excel extremely well. So if you want family, you want the wife, you want the family, you want kids, talk to the woman about children from the first date and see what happens. I always do. And if she can't talk about family, get rid of her. Straight up. She's not ready.
Yep.
I have no problems talking about that. So this is the kind of woman, 31. It's amazing how women want you to like their reality is supposed to be your reality. So, oh yeah, boss B, independent, blah, blah, blah. I can do what I want. Are you supposed to follow my lead? And then suddenly one day you're supposed to change to like a total leader inside the house, take care of all the bills while she becomes a domestic help and gets to raise the kids as she wants. You can't do that. You can't just transform like that. It won't work. The man will not be able to deal with that. It just doesn't work for you. And not only that, if the woman is thinking that way, she's already run up an end count that is astronomical. So the man who will be the husband won't date her. So what we always said in the manosphere, when a woman's 35 years old, said she's asking, "Where's my husband?" And we say, "Your husband was in your 20s where you left him. You put him into the friend zone. You didn't talk with him. You were out with Chad and Tyrone. And now that man won't even acknowledge that you exist." Yeah. And more, that guy's becoming a passport bro and leaving. That's exactly the way it should be. That's exactly the way it should be. So, guys, get your passport. This kind of woman, I'm like, what? She had millions and millions of women over the years. She didn't figure out that a woman in her 30s wants kids. What is she talking about? I knew it. Like, what? Why didn't she know it? Like, and now she's having one word, kill children. Yeah, get a dog. That's what you get.
You know, thing is, right, things will not get better for this woman. It will only get worse as more men become passport bros, as more men see just how delusional modern Western women are. They're thinking, why on earth should I deal with a 31-year-old woman who probably has a high body count when I can get a passport, go to Brazil, go to Japan, go to Panama, go to Latvia, and get a woman that's family orientated, feminine, submissive, and best of all, Theo, 22 years old. It's a no-brainer, man. It's a no-brainer. Get your passports.
Yeah, there's no other way. I mean, that's just it. So again, I'm Gen X. How many women do I know like this who did this exact move? Hundreds. And most of them, if they're going to have a child by 35, forget it. I mean, it's possible, but really unlikely. It's like the likelihood of you talking to a black man who's fluent in Japanese. It's possible, but really unlikely. You know, just saying.
Get your passport, brothers. And this is what's coming to a lot of modern women. Women who are now, 25, 24 in the West, thinking that they're on top of the world because they're beautiful, they're sleeping around, they've got these high-flying careers, they're living that Sex and the City lifestyle. When they're 32, when they're 35, when they're 31, you're going to see a lot more videos like this. But we ain't going to save them. We will not save these chicks. We will be with our foreign wives and our foreign girlfriends, and hopefully our children in the future, living the nice life, right? And laughing at these horrible Western women. It's over.
Yep. Over. Not gonna happen. Got another one?
Yes, I do.
That's it? Okay.
No, I do.
Let's have fun.
All right, so here's another one. So I want to know your thoughts on this one. Oh, so we got a passport cis one, and we got another modern woman one.
Meet you. Before we get started, I just wanted to ask you a few introductory questions. Do you still live with your parents? Yes, you do. Okay. Can I know your salary? Oh, $100,000 a month? Great. Oh, $100,000 a year? Oh, damn. Okay. Oh, sorry. No, we won't be making it to dinner today. See, we have to go through this contract that outlines all the terms and conditions of dating me. And if any of those terms and conditions are broken, you will be fined. Section A, allowance. You will be required to pay me a weekly allowance of $2,000 to cover all of my weekly expenses, because if I eventually have to push that 10-pound baby out of my cooch, the least you can do is pay for my blowouts and nail appointments. Section B, I'm allowed to have a roster. In 2023, we have been plagued by an epidemic of unfaithful, broke men. So, in order to protect myself, I will be seeing multiple other people during our relationship. However, if you would like to move up the priority list, you can do so in exchange for Chanel bags. Did you just ask me if you can have a roster too? Oh, that actually brings me to Section C, infidelity. If you are caught cheating, you will be subject to pay a fine of $10,000 per hour of my time that you wasted. And if the girl is prettier than me or has a bigger rack, you will be charged extra for emotional damages. Any questions?
No questions, but you can go F yourself. I'll tell you that. No questions, but you can go. you can get out of here. And this is what is going on in the West. Now, the last part there may have been exaggerated, but these women in the West really do have that requirement. Feel they really do have that requirement. Okay, the requirement is to buy me expensive designer bags, do that for me, but they don't offer anything. So essentially, be a traditional man, but I can do what I want as a modern woman. She can see other guys, she can sleep around, she can finesse you, but that is still going on because I'll tell you why I feel, right? Because men in the West have no options. There are many men here, brothers, that are actually in a situation like that. I know that sounds a bit crazy, but it is, because men have been starved of women for so long. Okay, one comes along, she knows he's starving, therefore she exploits him with all these crazy conditions, and he takes it. But you ain't gotta take this nonsense, right? When you get your passport. The average foreign chick isn't coming with this sort of nonsense contracts or statements. It's almost impossible unless she's westernized. Get your passports, man. It ain't gonna get better. It's only gonna get worse. Break it down for us, Theo.
Well, I'm watching the chat and people saying this is satire, and satire is reflective of reality, of women's expectations, of what people are seeing out there. The $2,000 a week statement, I've seen that from multiple women, multiple sources, multiple channels, and I just kind of laugh at that. $2,000 a week for nails. So what? Like what kind of, what, you got a nail gun for an arm or something? You play Quake professionally? What's going on here? So the women are, I think, desperate, especially they're talking that way, and they're talking about, you know, they have to, like, as a childbirth is a burden. Wait until you're 40, woman, and you have no children. Yeah, being alone will make you cry to sleep every night. And you'll be drunk and drinking a lot of alcohol. You'll be taking antidepressants, and you'll have no solutions. And then you'll start turning to God for help, and he's not going to help you out. And forget it. You're not going to get a child. How many Gen Xers do I know this way? Zillions of them. So I would say, lady, although this, you know, this is a skit. This is reflective of Western women's demands, and they're not ready for marriage or anything like that. I think it's kind of funny because I have enough money to actually deal with her, and I wouldn't deal with her at all. The women I talk to don't need money. They're just straight out. I have a limit. That's it. I mean, like, she's talking about Chanel bags. I'm like, what are you talking about, Chanel bags? You don't get no Chanel bags. What are you talking about? No, man. You gotta do something amazing to get a Chanel bag for me. No, man. You know, what kind of simp do you think you're talking about? What you should be thinking about is making beautiful children with your man and making a strong family, and then what kind of support do the kids need? What do they need for their future? Putting $5,000 away for a university fund so that child will grow and to help pay for the first year university. That's your Chanel bag. That's where you grow. That's the values.
Facts, absolute facts, man. I feel sorry for guys that are going through this, but all this can be over if you get your passport. You ain't got to deal with women like this in the West. You ain't got to deal with any Western chick anymore. I told you, just ignore them. Just ignore them.
It's a real shame because she's prime breeding stock. I know some women think of that as an insult. I'm like, you won't after your eggs die. You'll look at that as a lost opportunity. That's actually a really big compliment. Like saying that you are the kind of woman you should look like for your body, the kind of woman a man should be really happy to breed with. That's a compliment, right? But the way she acts, again, she talks, throws that all out the door. It's horrible. She looks ugly. So, oh well, they'll figure it out.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Okay, so next one to react to. Remove from studio. Present video file. So, passport sis, you're up.
A lot of passport bros are on my page basically saying that I'm lonely and I'm jealous. Guess what I did? I got my passport and I'm in the DR and I'm looking for a husband.
But there is a pattern of Dominican men. They're good, genuine people from the beginning. They tend to, when you get in a relationship with them, slowly but surely, they tend to start asking for money. Now, the one that I was dating, he wasn't asking for money, but what he was doing, he was showing me in videos that he need money. He would send a video of his pockets being empty, or he'll send me a video of the kitchen. He in the kitchen, he ain't got no food. It's just different stuff like that. Doesn't make much money. Granted, I understand, but I feel that I'm doing more of the man and the woman in the relationship. And the reason why, because I feel that I'm paying constantly.
One more time. Daisy.
So since, a lot of passport bros are on my page basically saying that I'm lonely and I'm jealous, guess what I did? I got my passport and I'm in the DR and I'm looking for a husband.
But there is a pattern of Dominican men. They're good, genuine people from the beginning. They tend to, when you get in a relationship with them, slowly but surely, they tend to start asking for money. Now, the one that I was dating, he wasn't asking for money, but what he was doing, he was showing me in videos that he need money. He would send a video of his pockets being empty, or he'll send me a video of the kitchen. He in the kitchen, he ain't got no food. It's just different stuff like that. Doesn't make much money. Granted, I understand, but I feel that I'm doing more of the man and the woman in the relationship. And the reason why, because I feel that I'm paying constantly.
Wow. You go there first, Theo.
That was enjoyable. I totally love it. Public announcement to passport sis. Go for it. You want to go abroad and find a husband? I have no problem telling you to go right on ahead. Get your passport, choose your country, do what you want. I wish the best for you. Go right on ahead. Again, I've been abroad for many years. I see how this usually ends. I'm not going to make any comments. Go right on ahead. More power to you, sis.
Wow. Once again, okay, passport sis can never do what passport bros do. All right. So, of course, these men are going to ask for money when y'all in the West talking about how you got all this money, you're a high-flying career woman, you're a boss babe, you got all this cash. They're seeing that from Brazil, from the Dominican Republic. Okay, you want to date me? Hand over some cash since you're a boss chick. Now you know how it feels to be used. The same way you use men in the West, okay? You want us to be traditional. You want us to pay for your bills, pay for your dates, right? Even though you are not a traditional woman, now you get finessed abroad. Now you know how it feels. You had that sole intention of finding a husband in the Dominican Republic. In the second clip, now you're complaining about how they are using you for money. Shame on you. Now you know how it feels. Okay? Now you know how it feels. Woman, better pay up, woman. Better pay up, woman. You got a man that needs you. He needs your support. He needs your money. He needs your bills. He needs to eat. He's hungry. He needs some food, woman. Better pay up. Better pay up. Better open up that purse. Since you're a boss chick, you're an independent woman, you're a high-flying career woman, you don't need no man in the West, right? Well, a man needs you abroad. Don't let him suffer. Don't let him suffer, please, no. Don't let him suffer. No. Pay up. Don't you cry now. Don't you complain now, woman. Don't you complain now. No. Open up that goddamn purse. Failure. The whole passport cis movement is a failure. Stay in the West and date Pookie and Ray Ray. Go on, Theo.
I mean, yeah, I see where you're coming from. This is kind of how I look at it. So the Western woman has a requirement of like 6-pack, 6 figures, Six Down Under, right? And other things like that, right? And he asked, again, 6 feet tall, right? Okay. And then I go to another country and I see the men there and I see the women. And I've said on many of your streams before, I don't even consider the men to be a competition to me at all. Zero. I'm like, oh yeah, I can do what I want here. I can get the kind of woman I want here. This isn't going to be an issue. And so she's entertaining those guys. Okay. Go ahead. I'm like, go for it. I'm not gonna stop you. I'm like, okay, but there's plenty of guys everywhere. Go for it. Like I don't have an issue because I know the environment. So like, okay. And what happens in the end is that you usually see a happy passport bro. He has a wife, and maybe he has some children later on, and he's maybe a few relationships abroad, but good things happen. And the passport sis, well, I don't know where she is. I wonder where she is. I don't know. Something happened to her. I don't. I'm sure she is pursuing a great life, and she's still strong and independent. So, hats off to you. But where you are, I don't know. There seems to be a lot of married passport bros around. I keep on seeing them in other countries. So, oh well. That's all I'll say.
Yep. Yes, indeed. Passport sis, you can't do what passport bros do. Stop trying, stay in the West, date Pookie, date Ray Ray, and stop it. It's not working out. Just stop it. Okay? They're not checking for you, and they don't want you.
I wouldn't. I mean, I just say let them go. Like, respect it. Like, okay, all right. Because how many times have I been in different countries and I've seen this situation? I see the outcome. I know the outcome. It's very easy to predict. Unless she does a major change, the outcome is predictable. I've been, though, with Western women abroad who actually did change. But when they changed, it wasn't that they changed for the natives there. They changed their requirement for men, and then they said that the best men they could find were in the West, and they went back to Western men. The thing was, though, is that they didn't have a 6 foot requirement. Maybe they're dating guys who were 5'7" or 5'8". $60,000 a year was more than enough for her, and she dated those guys and made relationships and marriages and continued on. So she would go home and get married in the West and find guys in the West. The international marriage, well, I'm still waiting for them to come together in large numbers. So, we'll see what happens.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Awesome. So last clip to react to is we're going to end on a positive note. Okay. And of course, it's a dude having a great time dating abroad. Hold on.
Between dating in Brazil versus dating in the United States. Overall, in the United States, I feel like there's a little bit of a culture of women expect to be like, chased, and it's really up to the guy to just, constantly go after. But the thing is, I feel like there's a lot of women here. When you meet an attractive woman in the U.S., she kind of acts like a bitch, and she might even like you. But she doesn't want to let you know that she likes you, because she either thinks that that gives up some type of leverage or power or something like that. Basically, what I'm getting at is we play games here, and I don't really like that. You will meet more people and women in Brazil that are way more humble. Okay, the humility factor was a totally different thing. Our society in general, there's a huge entitlement. Like, we're all entitled to so much stuff, and I think it's definitely rampant in women and so it's a big difference there versus here. You don't get that princess mindset in Brazil. Differences right there. Another thing is that I don't know, on the dates I went on, I didn't see. I noticed girls don't take out their phones at all. They're just they give you their attention. So at dinner, we there was a pause, right, for a second, and I'm like, "What's up?" And she looks at me and she's like, "You're so beautiful." And I was like,
"Whoa,
okay, that's different." And then afterwards, we were walking around, and then we see a bench. She's like, "Sit down for a sec." I was like, "All right." She was like, "Here, turn around. Let me massage your back a little bit." I was like, "What the fuck is this? Dude, this is crazy." Like, women outnumber the men there, so I think they are looking too. They are constantly looking for, is this a guy that I could have a family with? And they genuinely think that way. I don't think women here are always thinking in that way. I just don't get that vibe. I think in the United States, a lot of times they're looking for, like, what does he do for my image? What is he, what kind of fun can I have with him? Or I don't get that just pure, sincere, genuine, type mindset. Whereas like I said, in Brazil, I do get that. I see women that, take care of their family. They do it like that's just what you do. And, I think they view men differently there. I think men are much more important to them there. And I think that is why they work for their man there. They put in effort. They compliment you. They let you know. They don't play games. And those are some main differences. So guys, go down there. Like
Passport Bro. Wow, brothers. The part where he said that a woman called him beautiful, that's happened to me. I know that feel, right? I can't remember what country it was, right? But I remember being on a date and a woman told me, "You're a beautiful black man." I was like, "What? You call me beautiful? What's going on here?" You know? You get that type of love when you're abroad. Genuine love, genuine care. The woman actually interested in you and your character, and of course your looks too. But it is a real connection. It's not artificial. It's not made up. It's not about what can you do for me or what I can do for you. It's all about, I like you, you like me. What's up? We have a dude here in Brazil. Clearly, will never ever date an American woman anymore. He's experienced that feminine touch and love. A woman in the date massaging him, calling him beautiful, giving him cooperation, giving him play. You can't go back to American woman after experiencing that. The same way that I can't go back to English woman after experiencing what I felt in Morocco, in Germany, in Japan, in Panama. Do you see why this passport bros movement is everything? It really is. It's life-saving. Okay? It will open doors for you. It will breathe life into you. Every time I come out to the West in England, when I go abroad, I feel depressed. I have PTSD or PTSD, sorry. Right? I still haven't recovered from Japan. I went to Japan in May and I still haven't recovered from my trip in Japan. It's been 6 or 7 months since then. That is what traveling does, bruv. That is what dating abroad does. So get your passports, please. Break it down for us, Theo.
I was just laughing because this is so true. The experience that you have and the experience that this man has, this gentleman, is very much similar to what I had, and I saw hundreds of passport bros in Japan and throughout my life have experienced. And once you experience this, you really can't go back because it's too human. And I want to make sure anyone who listening to this who doesn't understand the passport bro movement or been abroad, they might be saying, "Oh, that woman is doing this because of manipulation, or he has money, or anything like that." That's more a representation of your thinking and your culture. And if you go abroad, these women aren't thinking this way. They're actually thinking about making a loving family. they're like normal wired females, and they actually want somebody like this because he'll make a good father and husband. She doesn't want to date a bad guy at all. And these women will pursue the guys. They'll try to get him first, not for Instagram, not for look, but to make children. So again, I've referred to this before in this stream. IP knows the woman that I'm talking to right now. I just sent another photo over to him. She called me handsome. She called me good looking. I was like, I haven't heard that in a long time. And I was flabbergasted because she's like radiant. She's perfect. So the fact that she said that to me, I was like, wow, okay, hit the gym again. Let's keep on going. She was, well, the way she thinks of it is that I'm going to be a great father. And she doesn't know how much money I make. She doesn't know my assets. She just knows I live in a house and I have a great gym at home and I've got dogs. That's it. But every time she talks to me, it's about family, how to extend her family, make a new one with me, make new traditions with me. She is solid. You guys should see this woman. She straight out blow out most of the women you guys are dating. Stunning. She's a smoke show. Stunning. Classic. Stunning. So I was going to say, guys, those women abroad will give you this kind of experience that'll make your life better and will make you cry at the airport. And how many passport bros have we experienced this? I've done this, had this experience myself as well. You'll get to the airport, you go through immigration, you'll sit there and start crying. You don't want to go home. You're like, I'm done. I'm here. I don't want to go back to the States. I'm done. I don't want to be in the West. And you get on that airplane, you're miserable the entire time. Yeah, it's horrible.
When I stepped off the plane in England, coming back from Japan, I was like, I've just made the worst decision of my life. I should stay there. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Brother, I still have PTSD from my trip in Japan, bro. Like, I miss it.
Yeah.
Being in the UK it's getting horrible. It's getting worse here. It's getting more horrible here. I'm like, oh my goodness, man. The passport really does save lives. It really does.
Yeah. Yeah, I was there a total 16 years. And I mean, every single day I'm like, why am I here? It's the PSTD is, well, PTSD never ends. And it's just this big question. It's hard to be in the West after that. And then you go to other countries, you're like, what am I doing? Like, what was my priority in life? And that's an issue. I'm just trying to straight out say to you guys, that's going to be a big issue for you guys as well. So get your passport, go abroad, but make sure you can go one way and not come back.
Ooh.
That's your real goal. Yeah.
And by that, get into IT Brothers for that one-way ticket, working your IT job in that particular country, book your IT consultations with me, go on my Patreon, get on any Patreon plan that works for you. And I look forward to seeing you in the Passport Bro side. Okay, awesome. Awesome. So let's open up the callers, Theo, and have a great calling session. Let's go on for another 15, 20 minutes. Okay with you, bro?
Yeah, no problem. This is fun today.
Awesome.
Got a lot of clips done. Got a lot of convos. This is good.
Awesome. Thank you.
I wish I had my Russian and French books. It's just that you see how I have like these shelves, right?
Yeah.
I've got one shelf just filled of Russian and French books downstairs. So I don't want to bring it upstairs because it's kind of heavy. So I don't want to. I'm thinking about putting it right here, but I got like posters of really sexy Korean babes up here, so I don't want to remove that. Yeah, so it's kind of funny. So I just go downstairs for my Russian and French books. I want people to know my Russian and French books. There's this huge number of them. They were the big languages when I was growing up. So, yeah, I have quite a lot, and then I have Japanese books back there. I have Japanese books in storage. If my Japanese books came out of storage, it would fill one of these shelves entirely up on 100%. And I want to go back to Japan, not only to be the culture, but to go to the bookstores. I know where to go. I know what kind of books I want, and I would buy hundreds of them and send them over to America. So, yeah, this is kind of a part of life. I'm about it. So the guys, again, before you open, I'm sure you open it up, get people in. Guys, learn a language. My message to you: learn a language. Spend some time, learn a language. My goal is to learn 6,000 words in Portuguese by the end of the year.
Wow.
So, get it, guys. Go for it.
Yes, indeed. Shout out to Mr. Babatunde Oloye for the $7.99 Australian dollar super chat. Appreciate you, bro. Our brother out there in Australia. Fantastic, man. IP, if it ain't the blood, feel ain't. Oh my goodness. If you ain't a blonde, Theo ain't feeling it. That's facts, mate. Theo loves his blondes. For LO, 11 nations speak French, West Africans plus Morocco, Tunisia, and Algeria. Python for me, LOL. Oh, that's very true. Moroccan, Tunisia, Algerians are very good looking, but Theo is into blonde women, so it's over for the French speaking nations, unfortunately.
The first girl I dated abroad was Algerian. She was really nice. Yeah, so she wasn't my girlfriend, but I dated her. And but yeah, but it isn't the blood. Just so you guys know, the woman I'm talking about with IP, she's a brunette. She's a solid brunette. Like she's very beautiful brunette. But the girl I'm not talking to you guys about through my Brazilian matchmaker, she's Brazilian blonde. So I've got two possibilities going on right here. So yeah, the blonde always gets me every time. Yeah.
Shout out to Mr. Triple X for the $5 super chat. I appreciate you both for the support. Hi, IP and Theo. You had a Hong Kong stream, and I could feel your sincerity from you all and your guests on that night. I truly say thanks for your sincerity. Thank you both for the kind words. This is why I'm the best Passport Bro channel. I will tell you the truth. If a country didn't go well for me or another brother, we will let you know. South Korea didn't really go well for me. I poured my heart out on that stream, brother. I could have lied. I could have capped. I could have, what's that word for it? Embezzle? Whatever. Right?
Yeah, you could have lied to your audience. You didn't lie to us.
There you go. Yeah. I'm the best Passport Bro out there. The best Passport Bro channel. Phil is the best Passport Bro. I'm the best Passport Bro channel. We tell you the truth and nothing but the truth.
Yeah, with Korea, that was my problem with it. I love the women, but they didn't really love me that back. And so we're seeing so many more black men getting married there, but while I was there, this was not happening. So I said on the streams, this is the reason why I didn't marry Korean. If a Korean woman had shown me love back, there'd be a Korean in the house right now. Without a doubt. I wouldn't be a passport. Well, I'd still be a passport bro. I'd just be living in America. That's all. I love Korean women, but they just didn't really love me back. But there are other countries there that are plenty good. We got to do Indonesia. Got to go there. Yeah.
Something you know about it. We need to know, Theo, about Indonesia.
I want to check it out. I really do. But you know who I'm checking out right now. So yeah. If it goes well with her, that Indonesia ain't happening. That's wow. I got a stunner. What can I say?
Awesome. Shout out to Mr. Black Dragon 10K for the $2 super chat for the great work. Thank you for the super chat, bro, and the kind words. Much appreciated, bro. Shout out to Mr. Maverick for the $1.99 super chat. Get that Portuguese up. Sifu Theo. What does Sifu mean? Sifu.
That's Sith.
What's that mean?
He's having fun. Sith.
Okay.
Sith. Yeah, because in class I always say I'm Darth Malgus. That's the guy I'm into because he's entirely powerful and unconventional. So yeah, that's my character. I was Revan for a long time. I was like, I want to be Malgus now.
Who knows this song, right? A very popular Brazilian song. Let me know if you know it, Theo. Inosa, I say your peggy mata. I soji pego. I soji pego. Delicia, delicia. I sorry peri mata. I soji pego. I soji pego. One of the most popular Brazilian songs ever. You know it, Theo? You don't know it, bruv?
No.
Oh wow.
No.
You don't know that, bruv?
No. No. It took me. I'm into electronica. It has no words, or the J-pop. That's it. It ain't moving out of that. So when I was in Brazil, that's what I was listening to. It's either British electronica or J-pop.
J-pop, okay, Japanese pop or British electronica. Interest. I like Japanese pop.
Yeah.
I like that bit
Yeah.
of 90s, early 2000s, or
Yeah.
J-rock. I like that too. Maybe we got to do a stream about music very soon, about movies, music, what we possibly listen to. I mean, brothers, we are normal people, right? We're not all about passports every single day. We like films, we like music. So maybe we do like a normal stream where we speak about our favorite films that passport should watch, maybe to awaken you, about this world, or maybe it could be a message about the world, like the Matrix, like what really goes on, or maybe like our favorite songs. So we can plan that in the future, man. Just to have a very light-hearted stream. Awesome. Shout out to Roll Black for the $22. What the flip? 22-cent super chat. Mad respect, IP and Theo. Thank you very much for the kind words. Okay, so why wait for a caller, Theo? Okay, crypto. Let me tell you, Theo and brothers, I am currently obsessed with crypto. Crypto in the morning, before breakfast, crypto before lunch, crypto when I sleep, crypto when I wake up, crypto when I think about a bad chick. Crypto. Okay, so there's a dip happening right now in the market. I'm not sure if it's a crash, but it's a dip. Okay, and we want to push out crypto there because crypto could be an avenue to give you income to fulfill your passport bros dream. Feel any sort of change in your crypto journey, brother, at all? Any plans for that, brother, or are you still doing what you do?
I mean, I'm considering cashing out a few Bitcoin to put the down payment on the condo in Brazil. That's about all. So, I mean, I might do that just to accelerate quality of life. Maybe not, but it's an option. So I saw Bitcoin going to another high. Well, a recent high, not a high of all-time high. And I've been thinking on maybe a few. So I have to go find the USB stick and go do it. But yeah, I am thinking about it.
Okay, what about waiting until Bitcoin will inevitably reach 100K for you next year?
I don't know if it will, but remember, if I only knock out 4, I've got 43 left over. So, I can just get the down payment, get a bigger condo in São Paulo. That sounds like a fun thing. Or I have some investment responsibilities here in the States, so I was thinking about doing that as well. So, it's an option. It's pretty high right now, so I don't mind it.
Awesome, Theo, awesome. All right, brothers, we're going to give you 5 to 10 more minutes to call in. If not, we're going to wrap up the stream. This has been a great stream. Learn a language, be consistent, an hour a day, 2 hours a day, or 1 hour every 2 days. Just be consistent throughout the week. Before you know it, it starts to click. So, brothers in the live stream chat, let me know what crypto you bought, what you plan to buy. Did you buy any crypto when the dip happened in the last 24 hours this week? Let us know, man. I think 2024 is hyping up to be the best year of all time for us, man, and may it be so. I feel very good about it. 2023, I didn't really like it that much, but I think 2024 is going to be a stunning year.
Yeah, I think next year is going to be phenomenal. So, yeah, I mean, crypto went from what $25,000 to now what 41,000 within the last 6 months. Well, that's huge. So I'd rather be 60, but I think if it gets right around 50, yeah, I'm gonna cash out a few, pay taxes, get some things done, and then put the down payment on the condo in Brazil. Or I might, if they accept Bitcoin, I might just pay straight out with Bitcoin.
Fantastic, Theo. You know, Theo, is that you buying it all at once, or is that a mortgage?
No, if you own, as a foreigner, if you own a property up in Brazil, you need to buy it all at once. Getting a mortgage really isn't going to happen. Don't depend on that. So yeah, I'd be buying it all at once. Well, there's a payment system you have to do before you actually get it. So like as they're building it, they want a certain amount of cash, so you can do that step by step.
Hey, I think that's a stream we got to do in the future for your buying real estate abroad, particularly in one of these favorite passport countries, brother. So let's put that on our to-do list, brother. We definitely want to know about your Brazil process there. I've got a caller on the line, but I like that thinking there, Theo, that crypto to real estate pipeline. Real estate will always grow. People need to live. You can rent it out for Airbnb, and that's where I'm thinking for you, brothers, man. Have that financial freedom while working IT, or maybe you might even retire off crypto. I think a couple of brothers in our channel, Theo, will probably retire off crypto, and that's what I want to see, brother. You know, I think Theo could retire, but Theo loves work too much. It is what it is.
Yeah, I like to work. I'm not done yet, so I want more stuff. So yeah.
Awesome.
What can I say? Yep.
So Dak, turn your camera on in the background, please. So I know you're not a troll, brother. Appreciate you, bro. Dak, this in the building. Great student. Let me bring him in. What's going on, Dak? How you doing, brother?
Doing well, guys. Hey, Theo.
Hey there.
Yeah, I just wanted to kind of go a little elaborate on my super chat, because I know you have some impressions about Brazil IP, and actually I would say like Brazil, outside of Japan, you have this second largest population of Japanese, and I also saw some people in the chat talk about German and Italians. Sao Paulo alone, in terms of demographic, has the second highest densely populated of Italians outside of Rome, Italy. So, and you also have German population there too. The Japanese that left, this was probably about maybe a century ago. These people came in, to work in agriculture in Brazil. So, a lot of them stayed there for a couple of generations, and there were some that did go back to Japan. However, they had an identity crisis going to Japan, because a lot of the jobs that they thought they could get better outside of Brazil and Japan were mostly low-skilled labor. And so you have Japanese, Brazilians in Japan. However, you have these setbacks where a lot of them, it's like it may be a situationship for them. I was watching a documentary. This was a produced documentary of Japanese Brazilians and Brazilians in Japan. And there was this one couple. The guy was South African. He just happened to be working in Japan, and it was a single mother who was Japanese, Brazilian, Morena. And it's like, she couldn't really get too far. I mean, even our kids, they go to school in Japan. The schools they have are designated mostly as Japanese Brazilian students, because in the regular school system in Japan, they were really like outcasts among their peers. And so the assimilation and the issues that they had in Japan, although the Japanese do like Brazilian culture, but in Japan natively, they're really seen as second-class citizens. And so if you're looking for, like, say, a Christian Japanese woman, you're more likely to get it in Brazil and Peru. And matter of fact, one of the, in terms of cuisine, in Peru, you have some of the top Japanese restaurants in South America, like Peru and Brazil. And the other thing too I mentioned about was the in terms of the assimilation, they are very much assimilated in South America. So you'll have some, they do have family in Japan that they may speak to, but they are Brazilian or Peruvian first and foremost. So you may speak Japanese to them, they may likely look at you, differently. So you have to speak the language there. So for them, it would be like maybe Portuguese or Spanish. And like I said again, a lot of them are more Christian. So a lot of them did convert and become Christian, assimilated in the culture. So I mean, I'm just saying for some guys who may want a traditional conservative Christian Japanese or even Chinese for that matter. And you talk about in terms of business opportunities, a lot of connections in Brazil, for example, they do a lot of agriculture and other business trade with Taiwan and with the Chinese government. And so you have about roughly 200,000 or so Chinese descendants Brazilians. And so there is still a lot of ties to Asia in South America. It doesn't get talked about much. When Theo was talking about music with J-pop, J-pop is really popular in Brazil. Like anime is really popular in Brazil. Kaiju is really popular in Brazil. So for him, it probably is the best fit for him. He's more likely to get property, say in Brazil than through Japan, based on the Japan customs. So to me, I can definitely respect what Theo is coming from in terms of culturally and learning the language. I did learn some Portuguese in college. I had a Brazilian Portuguese instructor, and I enjoyed it thoroughly. It's something I'm really strongly considering relearning again. There's a lot of things I like about it. Honestly, I like Asian women too, but I also look at it too like uh, for me, culturally and also linguistically, and with my faith, I'm more likely to meet someone who's more compatible with me with my faith that may be Southeast Asian in South America. There's so many out there, and some of them are even mixed. So like, I mean, I understand IP, I respect you, but I'm just saying, like, you should also strongly consider South America as a possible place to find a conservative Asian woman, because you're more likely to find them there than you're going to find, say, in Japan. And then also, you were in South Korea and you had bad experience there. So, and that's also, there are Christian women there, but if you want to really find you something that's more laid back, that complements your busy lifestyle, I would definitely recommend Brazil and Peru and Colombia. I mean, it's a win-win for you, man. But definitely take your time.
Japanese gone for you.
Yeah, I definitely see what you're saying. So when I was dating Japanese Brazilians in Sao Paulo last year, they were impressed that I spoke Japanese fluently, and I knew everything that was going on there. But yeah, most of our conversations were in Portuguese English, lots of Portuguese, but they were just shy that I spoke in Japanese so well. And what you say is very true. Like, yeah, the Christianity was definitely there. So that church is definitely thriving in Sao Paulo. So yeah, that's definitely what you're saying there is true. Land is definitely correct. There's just more opportunities. It's just more laid back. Brazil definitely has it. The opportunity I have with my matchmaker, she's German Brazilian, so she's actually part German, part Moreno. Somebody has two sources on. So yeah, I mean, I like that she's Brazilian and German. She actually has both cultures inside of her. She's fun. So I'm actually looking forward to seeing her eventually. She's the blonde. But yeah, I definitely agree. Brazil had the second best Japanese food I had in my entire life. And I was eating it in Japan. So I mean, I know what I'm talking about. The Brazilians knew what they were doing with Japanese food. I was like, wow, how the heck you guys know this so well? Well, they got all the Japanese people running around. So I thought like California was edible. It's just edible. Here in Texas, I'm like, well, I guess it's like a prison. So, if that's the best I could do, I guess, that's all it is. Yeah.
That's interesting you say that, Theo, because my ex, she was from the Bay Area, and when she was in Texas, she could not. The Asian food there, it was a lot different. She thought it was more bland than where she was back in the Bay. At least there, you will find more, kind of traditional ethnic, like Chinese or Vietnamese or Asian cooking there. It's just
The thing is too, like the terms they use for it in Texas are old terms that you don't use in like modern Japanese, Korean, or Chinese. So I have to go and use these like textbook terms inside in restaurants. And I'm like, what century are you guys from? Like, what are we talking about here? Because you can't talk like this in Tokyo. It ain't gonna work.
Yeah.
So I look at them like they're
talk.
Neanderthals.
Real talk, Theo. Go ahead, IP.
Can you confirm that Japanese women in Peru are checking for brothers?
I
Because
would
one
assume
thing
they are. I don't know. Because Japanese women tend to be very open anywhere they go. So if they're there for a long period of time as immigrants, they're probably still checking for brothers. It's not going to be like that with other cultures, but with Japanese in particular, yeah, they're probably going to be okay.
Okay.
I would say so based on what I've, at least from what I've studied and read, the Japanese, at least in Brazil and in South America, they're very much assimilated not only to the culture but with the people. So a lot of them, intermarry. I want to say the soccer player Pele, his wife was a Japanese Brazilian. Yeah, so I mean, like they are very much, it's like different to say what Japan culturally is. It's just the people who are in Brazil or in Peru or in South America, they have more of a Latin mindset. They still have like some of the traditional aspects of the Japanese, but they're still enshrined under the Latin culture. So they're very much, going to be more romantic and more open than say maybe in like Japan.
Awesome.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you. Yep, I agree. Yeah.
Fantastic. That's great. Awesome. That's what I want to hear. I'm trying to get Peru. I've been trying to get Peru for a couple of years now. It's been very hard, so hopefully I get that next year. Peru, Uruguay, Paraguay, that area, read Intel for the brothers. I'm trying, but hopefully it happens very soon. Okie dokie. Any other points you want to add, Dak?
I would just say also too, in terms of like Chinese women, you have a significant Chinese population in Brazil. Even if you're outside of Sao Paulo, you have a lot of places that are agricultural. Even northern Brazil, you have like Japanese as well as Chinese as well. That mostly like they like to do fishing, rice farming. You have a huge swath, and like I said again, definitely take your time. And I would just say, see what's out there, be open. And I think your perception might change. I actually have someone that I know, a friend of mine, he's a priest. He's originally from Sao Paulo. So he grew up in the favelas and he's back in Brazil now. And like, in terms of like what Theo was talking about, like the Japanese food, like it's like its own thing. It's like, okay, you have Japan that has its own Japan mindset, but Brazil kind of complements that. It has its own additional flavor that it adds to it. So something that you might have had in Japan and Brazil, it's going to be a little different, but it's not going to be bad either. It's going to be an extra plus. So it makes its own fusion.
Yeah, that's what I found too. And what I found though is that like, okay, so the fish was actually real and fresh and prepared correctly. There wasn't any crap going on with the fish. And then they knew how to make the rice correctly, and then they knew how to serve it. So I was like, wow, these people are actually competent. Because you go to the States, you're like, oh, it's touch and go, right?
Yeah.
I was very impressed with that. They had a little bit of a Brazilian twang to it sometimes.
Yeah, it's like I'm here in Louisiana, and it's kind of like that too. Because I mean, we have more of a Latin culture, so we tend to take whatever people have and just make our own extra blend to it, like that Latin, that French, Spanish, sass, if you will, and that's the same thing in Brazil, from what I know. But anyway, that's all I had, IP.
Awesome. All right. Okay. All right. So no more callers. let's wrap it up, man. Let's wrap it up. So, Mr. Dak, any closing statements?
No, not really. I definitely enjoyed the stream tonight. I would say something about that video where this passport sis was in the Dominican Republic. I would just use this saying. This is Theo, my understanding. Passport sis does what passport bros don't.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah, yeah. So basically, like, and I'll finish it here.
Yeah.
But back in the day, like in the 30 years ago, there was this competition with Sega and Super Nintendo, and you would have this commercial that says for Sega where it says Genesis does what Nintendo don't. So I'm like, Passport says does what Passport Bros don't. You should probably put that on a shirt.
I'd wear it. I think that's a good one. I think that's actually a pretty good expression. That's actually a bit savage if you know the situation. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's brutal in nature. So
Yeah.
go right on ahead. Yeah, I like it. All right. Well,
Awesome.
thanks, actually. Yep.
So, did I interrupt there?
No,
Okay,
it's
thanks,
fine.
Fred.
Yeah, he said his final statement. So good. Thank you for having me on here. We had a great stream. I thought it was pretty good about languages. My final comment to the guys who are watching this, particularly our students, study. This is your time to put some time down, some study time down. Really work. Do your tech, but do your languages at the same time. Don't become complacent. Study a lot. And don't take the easy way, take the hard way. And when you do that, you actually get to the country, you get your visa, you go over there, you will look back and be so thankful for the amount of time and effort that you did in the West before you left. And you won't ever want to come back. So always remember that. Again, IP, good stream. I'll see you next week. I'm hearing good things about your class. So guys, take IP's Python class. It's actually very good, and it'll help you get a job. All right?
Awesome.
That's it from me, guys.
Salute. Thank you, Theo, the legend. See you, brother, next week. That's Theo Watt, building the legend. Brothers, over 90 people. Appreciate the support, the likes. Really appreciate it. Gonna wrap up in 5 minutes. So if you have some donations, super chats, PayPal donations, please hit the support. I'm gonna give you 5 minutes and I'm gonna end the stream. So where's everyone calling in from? Where's everyone listening in from? Sorry, what country, what city? And if you have intern Paraguay, Uruguay, Peru, or a country I've not done before, reach out to the bro, international passport. Okay. Awesome. Awesome. I'm gonna give y'all 5 minutes, man. We need some Chick-fil-A in the UK, bruv. So we have Wingstop in the UK. We have Five Guys in the UK. We got Popeyes in the UK. So basically, all the American burger shops are coming to the UK, but we need some flipping, Chick-fil-A. We need that. So when I travel to a different part of the UK to taste that food, I want to see Chick-fil-A. Okay? I want to see Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A? Fucking hell, bruv. Give me some good old. Get me some of that good old. Anybody got a good diet plan that you can cook easily? Like cook some chicken, some rice, some vegetables, some fish, any ingredients, any sort of diet plan. Send me a DM on IG. Okay. Just want to change up my diet a bit more, make it healthier. But obviously cooking is very when you work, because obviously I've got a channel, work a 9 to 5 job. Sometimes it's very hard to do some cooking, you know? And I want to find some ingredients where I can cook it every day. You know, I can cook it, easily myself in my place. Some chicken, some rice, some vegetables. What kind of sauces do you use in the chicken? Send it to me, bruv. Okay. What's your diet plan? What do you eat? Okay. How do you make your own pasta and bolognese? What spices do you use? Come on, man. Reach out to me on IG, man. Okay. Once again, go and join the Reddit community. Okay. If you're on Reddit, go and create an account on Reddit. Here you go. Flipping heck, man. Why did it delete? There you go. Okay. Check it out. Check it out. Check it out. The Reddit. Make some posts on there. Right. Make sure the Reddit's active. Be active on there. Shout out to Mr. Yu-Gi-Oh Master. Shout out to Yu-Gi-Oh. It's time to do. Back in the day, I used to bang that out. Shout out to Blue Eyes White Dragon. Shout out to Yugi Moto. Shout out to Seto Kaiba. Shout out to the whole crew, bruv. Man, those were the days, man. I'm getting old. Man, take me back. Those were the days. For the $5 super chat. Hey, IP Legend Stream. Quick question: thoughts on online business? Do it, bro. Of course, absolutely, brother. If you have an idea, okay, do it. Have an online business, have a job at the same time, get into crypto. I will definitely do an online business, bro. Absolutely. Whether you want to sell something, whether you want to do something, and it's online, definitely do it, bro. Absolutely. Shout out to Grady Coffer for the $10 super chat. I appreciate you, Grady, for the support. Much appreciated, brother. Awesome. All right, man. Where y'all listening in from? What country? What city? Let me know in the live stream chat, bro. Don't be shy, bro. We've got over 70 people. What country and city are you listening in from? Japanese food is good. I love karaage. Oh my goodness. When I was in Japan, I was eating karaage every day. Okay. Love it. The amount of food there in Japan. Do you know what, right? I'm going to upload more Japanese vlogs on my other channel, International Passport Clips. I have a lot of vlogs I've done in South Korea and Japan, but I've just been so busy. So go and check out my other channel, International Passport Clips, of me going to tourist spots, etc. I'll definitely show you the Japanese food there. Man, karaage of rice and some mayo. Oh, I miss Japan, bruv. Take me back to Japan. Oh my gosh. I miss Japan. Oh. I miss Japan, man. I really do. Everyone needs to go to Japan. How old are you now, Taddy TK? How old are you now, bro? I miss Japan, bro. Flights to Japan. Flipping heck. Awesome. Shout out to Tidy HK, man. Awesome. Fantastic. All right, bruv. All right, brothers, yeah? I'm going to leave y'all to it. I hope y'all have a great week ahead. And I'll see you, brothers, on the next show and the next video. Make sure you watch my videos, my shorts, my uploads, like the video, and please comment, man. Comments help with the channel as well. Share it around, and I'll see you, brothers, on the next video. Peace out. Thank you very much.